So I'm sorry to everyone sitting around me who has already heard this, but there is something I have to share with you, Andrew, and the outside world, as it is by far the worst experience I have ever had trying to play a video game. It will make you question if we live in a sane or just society. You ready? I'm going to walk you through this.
I just realized what you were about to talk about, and I'm so... Get me out of here.
No.
I want to go now.
Bear with me.
Andrew hasn't heard the story yet, so we have to go through it again.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So back in the summer of 2011, EA launched their Origin service.
I was so young.
I must have signed up out of curiosity or to play God knows what. I gave them a secondary email so I wouldn't be bothered on my other ones. It was an @Hotmail. Now, do you recall what happened later in 2011?
They phased out Hotmail?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Hotmail, as well as MSN, were absorbed into Microsoft Outlook. Apparently, during this process, there was a 12-month span in which the old account users had to manually opt into a feature that allowed the forwarding of any messages sent to that retired address to go to the new one, like the Outlook one. Otherwise, anything that was sent there would bounce back. This was all unbeknownst to me. Also, who cares? I had other more important emails. Plus, I was busy in college. Fast forward a couple years, I made a new Origin account. This one serving as my main for nearly a decade now. No issues. I'm playing Titanfall. Life is good. Fast forward again, several more years. It's 2021. Life is horrible. It gets even worse when I make the mistake of wanting to check out Battlefield 2042 with my friends. They've added crossplay, which is awesome. There's a 10-hour trial available. Download that on the Series X. And what do I see on the main menu? It was basically like, it was just a pop-up that was like, yo, it's been a while. We're going to do a little password reset if that's cool. We sent it to this address. That address, for whatever reason, is my fucking Hotmail. Something I obviously can't access, and neither can anybody, because there's no login screen. You know, wrap your head around that. Don't know why this was built that way, because it was plenty easy to jump into Overwatch and Warzone on consoles, considering they gave me the option to fucking sign in. Instead, here, it is constructed to automate that process after the first occasion, thus forever linking your EA account to an Xbox Live, PSN, or Steam account without the ability to change the associated profile unless signed into the system. And so at some point I must have done this on my fucking 360 3 generations of Xboxes ago, where it tied my gamer tag to the ancient bunk EA name. Then I proceed to call the dumbest people on the planet in an effort to detach that account from that console or link the Series X to the newer Origin account, a thing they absolutely had the power to change, but refused to fix it unless I gave them the most unreasonable set of personal information ever requested.
You got to go through this. It's some of this
Well,
stuff.
one of them was like, what
shit.
song was playing when you lost your virginity?
Trick question. I was listening to NPR. I'm a sociopath.
So in order for them to flip the switch, they needed my name. Easy, you know.
Is it?
Of course. Yeah. Address, fine. Phone number, okay, whatever. Then the last 4 digits of a credit card number, a purchase of an EA title, and my IP address from the 2011 fucking profile.
Stop.
Unreal.
Screaming.
So
I'm gonna punch you.
First of all,
I don't think you're
that's
mad enough.
Literally impossible. Because I don't know if any of you guys have your IP addresses from 10 years ago written down somewhere.
Yeah, I still use dial-up.
It's in my IP address book.
I told you, just keep going and guess random IP addresses. There's only like 48.6 billion combinations. You'll get it eventually.
Yeah, it's a thick book.
They also change all the time.
I was gonna say, anytime you turned it off, it was gonna the router would reassign it anyway.
So second issue, all of my buying of games back then were physical, so I can't supply a license there. There's no credit card attached to it. There was never one used, and if there was, it would have been expired or tossed out. Like,
Yeah, what are they
by this
supposed to
point-
do for you if you never purchase something digitally?
it's a fucking debit card from 2000. Yeah, and I didn't.
worst-
back
You don't
then.
keep all your
Sorry.
old debit cards in your wallet with you in case it gets stolen?
I was gonna.
I mean,
Yeah,
correct me
they're
if
decoy cards. They don't know which one to use.
correct me if I'm wrong, but like back then, most like widespread releases you couldn't even get digital. Like that kind of to me started around 2012.
It doesn't matter
No, I agree.
because I was doing levels, so forgive me. But did you mention the fact that if you get it wrong, they don't tell you what you got
No,
wrong?
yes, I'm gonna get. I'd like. So
Okay.
I tell them, by the way, that this is insane,
There's
and
only like 20 minutes left of this
they
story. so-
instead request that I give them the purchase date of a time when I fired up a piece of Electronic Arts published software on that previous account that I bought. I'm not kidding, and I should say I streamed half of this 6.5 hours of shit ass customer service to Austin and Sean here. A great way to spend my Friday night with all
The best.
with the place all to myself. Yeah. So responding to this quiz, going back through their catalog, when they used to be a better company, we had to really break down what came out and when under their banner, like who did they acquire and whatnot, because it had to be from that era. It's fucking crazy. Discovered that we played Peggle 2 on my birthday in 2013, following the release of the Xbox One. So it would have been December. The achievement data is right in front of me to back it up. Pass this along to the rep, and nope. Says that info was wrong, won't tell me what was incorrect about it, and then shuts me out of the support request, meaning I'd have to do this entire fucking rigmarole from the beginning if I wanted to try it again.
Yeah, they specified before you gave them the information.
Yeah, it was like a
Randy,
threat.
it's a
They were like,
roguelite.
you can only do this once. Okay, because if
It's a
you get it
roguelike.
wrong, you can't do it again.
Each
So, like-
time you level up because you know how far you got and you're like, okay, well, I guess I got that one right, and then you
So-
try again.
The information you were giving them was address, which hasn't changed since then.
Yeah.
Birth date,
Thankfully.
which hasn't changed since then.
What?
And then IP address, which is obviously the one you got wrong.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
told
gonna
you,
assume
like,
so.
you have to tell them, like,
Because you looked up that account.
A-
You can't see any games linked to.
IP addresses change constantly, and B, they especially change when you change ISPs, which has happened since that happened.
Right.
So, like, I was like, tell them that it's clearly your IP because that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Because you would have to log into a game on the account on your current IP for their system to register a new IP, but you can't log into a game on that account because you don't have the password.
What could
And they
the
were
I-
just like, just keep guessing, man. You'll get it
Yeah, that's
eventually.
what they
That
told
was their
me.
advice.
Yeah.
What could the IP help them?
So
How
it's
does
funny
an
you
IP
mention that
help
because
So
I was just logging into my Origin account not long ago because it is tied to my Hotmail account, which by the way does
Wait,
still
this-
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so-
I told you this that
No,
night.
you have to opt in.
I still use my MSN account.
Yeah.
Like so maybe there was a period where
There
I had to
was.
opt in, but if
Remember?
that's the case, then I did it a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
then I did
I-
it 10 years ago.
it ended
had-
in 2019, I think.
You had to opt in, but if the account goes unused for
It's 12 months.
12 months, they delete it, yeah.
Yeah, and I
So,
still use mine.
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
that's my fault for not.
Yeah.
Well, not my
Exactly.
fault.
It is your
Yeah.
fault.
Fuck
No,
off.
you said it
Yeah.
right.
Well, I had no reason to use that email, so then it was.
I still think my favorite part of this story is Randy goes, okay, I'm going to tell you the short version. In 2009. And I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
like, oh God, kill
But
me.
sorry, I didn't mean to get so fumed, but
Yeah,
I
so the-
I had to get it off my chest.
the
No,
one
you can
last
get
detail.
fumed, just don't peek the microphone. That's all I care
Stop
about.
me.
Theo, the one last detail you forgot to mention is like you got sent through like a series of what do you call it? Like tech support reps. What didn't one of the guys try to like bro talk with you? Be like, oh yo, tell me what was your FIFA team or whatever.
No, well, you're not that far off because it was like of the various employees, they would immediately open their dialogue like asking what the problem was, despite that the ticket should say by like they're like, yo, what's up with your FIFA account? Like they must that
Yeah, not let me pick up where the last person left
Yeah.
off. It's just,
but that means they must get that constantly.
what's going on,
you know?
new customer?
Yeah, 'cause
First time caller?
I did send that picture to Conroy. It was
So
like
anyway.
man, They would not listen. It just ran me in circles,
Randy-
reading from their shitty, unhelpful script so that I can get mad and
Randy-
call them fuckers so that they can hang up on me.
Randy cannot play EA multiplayer games on consoles anymore.
They were
That's
trying
sad.
to save him
Or
from
Steam.
Battlefield 2042, I think.
And good on them.
Yeah, fuck that stupid game.
At least they understand how shitty their game is.
Did you archive
Anyway.
the
Never be able to
chat?
experience a multiplayer EA product ever again.
I don't think so.
So I guess that's a silver
You
lining.
should have archived the chat.
Oh,
saved
shit.
it.
No, it might.
No.
It's up on my computer still.
Don't do that. You saw what he typed.
No, I know.
That's self-incriminating.
Yeah, but like
All
print it
I
out,
said-
get it framed.
Well, I said a lot of things.
Oh,
Yeah, don't say all I said.
But-
you used every curse word my mom taught me and then some, okay?
They didn't. Here's the
Why
thing,
is your
though.
mom teaching you so many curse words?
They didn't end
Sorry,
the.
my dad taught me.
They
And then my
didn't-
mom yelled at me for repeating.
They didn't end the chat until I said, "I can't believe you're only voted the worst company in America twice."
Yeah,
That's my favorite part.
and that was by far the nicest thing you said to that man.
Yeah.
out of curiosity, Randy.
I guess we're not gonna get a Burnout or a Titanfall anytime soon. Anyway,
Okay, did you try
break
unlinking
into
it?
their offices before that Skate reboot comes.
He tried everything.
He did try everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna say
impossible.
try unlinking
know,
it from the Xbox
I-
side, not the.
No.
It's fucking
EA.
stupid.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
I
can't.
did.
He even tried
yeah.
contacting Xbox support.
Yeah,
I
which
did-
Microsoft was like, sounds like it's EA's problem. And
I
was like,
did
yeah.
look your problem up, and I found a message board
Oh, there are other people.
of
Yeah.
one guy having the same problem, and EA just kept replying the same exact way, like it was
That's what they
obviously
do.
a bot, and he
Yeah.
was just freaking the fuck out. Like,
That was actually Randy.
Yeah, my ult.
How do
Yeah.
you feel to be exiled?
They must not want my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cast away.
Although fuck, they would have had to have dragged me out of a building screaming if I actually paid $70 fucking for 2042, and this was all I could get out of it.
They would.
Thankfully,
have-
things like It Takes Two early this year didn't require any similar steps. But
Yeah.
this
I
is my
mean,
journey.
to be fair, they would have to drag me kicking, screaming out of a building if I paid $70 for 2042.
and played
And
it.
I played it.
Ooh.
So
Well, to me, I told you this
No, I'm just
the other
kidding.
day.
It's not that bad.
No, to me,
just
it's
not-
the worst video game ever made. Because
It's
as far
not-
as I know, it's just an animated image of a boat in the water and nothing else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but-
boat sim.
It convinced
But
me
did you see
otherwise.
how good looking that boat is?
It's boat watching sim, I should say.
Aircraft carrier.
Sounds like their
watching
cybersecurity is going swimmingly over there. Also.
thing. It's going great. Nobody's accounts are getting hacked.
Yeah, it's
You know what,
Yeah, hack
Fort
my
Knox
couch
up
and
in
what, you
there.
idiot.
Yeah.
guys? I don't know what you're up to this weekend, but I'm really feeling Battlefield 2042. You want to say fuck it to all weekend plans? Let's just play Battlefield all weekend.
Yeah, I definitely do, and I'm gonna make a new Origin account because I have the freedom to do that, and I'm just gonna call it "Fuck You, Randy."
You're gonna make a
Lol.
whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down to isolating a single member of our friend group. Let's do it.
especially the one with the worst FOMO.
Yo, it pops up.
Shut up.
Fuck you, Randy. You look similar to Restart Randy. Link accounts. And just click the icon.
not to poke a bunch of holes in your plan, but he'll just play Halo Infinite and have a better time.
Well, some of us can't play
Yes.
that game because our
That's true.
computers are bad.
I'll jump
Have you
ship.
tried calling computer support?
No, but I did speak to Mr. Halo himself, and he said "lol."
You spoke to Mr. Chief? What did he say?
He said "lol."
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right.
So, if you're wondering why we've got a full house tonight, that's because it's celebration time.
It's the longest opener ever.
Hot Button's 3rd anniversary, 3 years. We've made it 3 years.
And we're not here to prevent you from going to EA headquarters and firebombing their.
Yeah, and here's to 0
Offices?
more because Randy's getting arrested.
Rule number 1 of terrorism: don't admit to it on a podcast.
And this is after a
Is
short,
that the first one?
Yeah.
or I should say minus a short hiatus. And this after multiple moves and upgrades in equipment, some new voices, of course. For those who maybe haven't tuned into one of these before, this is basically our annual look back and catch up on the stuff we've covered till this point in our show. Stories that could use some updating when fresh information breaks. It also gives us a chance to reflect and or clarify any other notes we may have missed before. Couple mistakes, not many. We're pretty good. And go listen to those
Fortunately,
if you
none of the
haven't.
things you covered got updates this year, so
Oh god, this week has been a nightmare.
Yeah, just wait till next week when everything you talk about now gets updated.
Yeah, I
again.
can't. Yeah, I can't wait until the time between us recording it, which is probably not going to be that
No,
long.
no, it's
No, it's like 5
And-
days.
Yeah, and this coming out, all of the news,
The Guy Game remastered.
just all of it.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
say that; they'll do it.
No, they won't. It's against the law.
Well, they'll just take that one girl out of it.
Well, technically, if they do that, if at least one dev looks at it to take it out, then that guy's breaking
That
the
guy
law.
gets arrested.
Yeah.
They have to do
They
it
have to
like
do it
this.
with they have to cover their eyes.
Oh, this is an audio medium. I can't do this.
Now, there are more than a few topics where nothing's changed, while others seem to literally have just waited until we apparently concocted life into them, seemingly out of nowhere. Before we get started, though, I do want to thank you all sincerely. Your hard work and support has truly kept this thing alive, especially with the latest iteration, and it really has been exciting to witness this podcast grow into what it is today. I am Randall Beatrice, here with Austin Blakesley.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Sean Chambers.
Yo.
Matt Nudaboom.
Hey there.
Chelsea Romano.
Can you play the Owen Wilson one? Wait, repeat that again.
And Chelsea Romano.
Wow.
There we go.
And joining us via satellite via Mr. Andrew Banks.
Live from the moon.
Yeah, the reception's actually pretty good up here because there's like no cloud cover or anything. So
Yeah, Elon launched a satellite into space so we could do this podcast.
There's a lunar eclipse tonight, so that's why
Is
he's
there?
coming in so clear.
Solar bus.
Well, no, lunar eclipse means that
We're all dying.
That means
tides.
nothing.
it means that the Earth is going to block the moon,
Yeah.
and radio waves need light to work.
So they're all
Moving
gonna
on.
fall out of the sky.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
This is falling apart already. Special thanks to previous contributors as well. Chris Dudaboom, who couldn't be here with us after an
rip.
emergency bachelor party arose.
Rip in pieces.
Dan Bittner, and most recently, Kate Linderman and Dave Soliti. We'll be sure to have them return again soon. But with that mushiness out of the way, let's start chronologically with our old pals from episode 1. Fucking 38 Studios. The subject that never dies. So this is from Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg, formerly Kotaku. The headline reads, Kurt Schilling's failed game studio finally sends last paychecks. That's right. As of August 20th, 2021, ex-employees received what was owed to them 9 years after the disastrous closure. Problem is, the money was supposedly only a fraction of what it should have been.
Jeez.
About 14 to 20%, to be exact.
Ooh.
Betrayal.
Oh my god.
This was handed out in June. Also, many were sent to previous addresses as many members of the team have since moved. It sounded like a total mess, but hey, who honestly expected any less from this fucking debacle? Hopefully everyone gets what they deserve here. I'm sure further details will come before our 4th birthday.
Did Kurt Schilling move? Because I think it's a good idea if he gets out of Dodge before all of his ex-employees
I
hunt
don't
him
have
down.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone use the phrase, I hope everyone gets what they deserve in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well, what they're owed.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
everyone gets what they
What they
deserve.
rightfully deserve.
Yeah, I hope Kurt Schenkel. Kurt Schenkel.
Kurt Schenkel.
I thought that was intentional.
I hope Kurt Schilling's ankle bleeds again and it takes him out this time.
I was gonna say if everybody got what they rightfully deserved, then Kurt Schilling would get a big bill.
Yeah.
That's a baseball joke for y'all.
Hot coffee. So there
Yes, please.
wasn't going to be much to report on here initially, but then Rockstar put out the Grand Theft Auto, the Definitively Ugly collection.
It's beautiful.
a trilogy remaster of sorts under Grove Street Games, who primarily is known for mobile ports. It was announced on October 8th to coincide with the 20-year anniversary of 3, this following many rumors and the very not cool move of delisting the originals from sale, thus removing any player choice or online preservation. This in conjunction with DMCAing the modding scene, who are actively combating their $300,000 in damages.
And to be clear too, these are open source re-implementations.
Yes,
Like these,
yeah.
these are, for people like you and me, Randy, who will die on that hill of video game preservation. This was like the perfect way to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And it also swapped the engine to Unreal, as renderware was purchased by EA prior to GTA 4. Digital versions plopped on storefronts on November 18th for nearly every modern platform, including the Switch. iOS and Android ports arriving in 2022. But boy, this launch was rough so far, to say the least. Outside of missing some iconic music and features, there were bugs, performance issues, crashes, physics that were off, troubles with brightness, the rain filter that made it unplayable at times, the AI conversion used resulted in multiple misspellings throughout the environment, a couple instances even of censorship were oddly present. Austin, I feel that your assumptions on the Meta connection is the primary
It's still
culprit
called
there.
Facebook. It's Facebook by Meta.
Yeah, as there is an Oculus port in the works for whatever reason.
My
Meta
favorite
port. It's called Meta, not Oculus.
The dialogue tweaks in this recent edition of that Resident Evil 4 VR supporting this.
It was pulled quickly, right?
Wait,
Within
I gotta play the
24
sound.
hours, right?
Yeah.
Betrayal.
Nope.
Oh shit.
That's the one.
there we go.
The internet proceeded to then have a field day, sharing screenshots and clips of the busted character models and lack of detail with the drastic shift in art direction that arguably ruins the tone. Though this was nothing compared to when suddenly, as you said, Sean, hours after landing on the launcher, the PC edition was yanked. Why did they do this? Well, because it was packed with files the public was never meant to lay eyes on. The full soundtrack, a significant portion of the source complete with dev notes, and you guessed it, our favorite sex mini games, straight out of San Andreas.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't that happened before at one point?
No, first time. That's ever
Oh,
been
okay.
discovered.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
It's the
then.
first time that they put it in the game for the second time.
They learned nothing.
You know what they
Absolutely
say,
nothing.
Andrew? Third time's a charm.
All right, we
But
gotta
this is
wait for the next one.
Now, despite
Definitively shit.
despite the ESRB guidelines of what you can feature in an M-rated product becoming much looser post 2004, having this still embedded in the final build is a bad look. They did tweet out a clarification, and as of this reading, it has been reinstated for users again to boot up.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go into that awful, ugly, horrible shit-ass mess.
I loved these games when I was young. Seeing this botch job has been real disappointing. Thankfully, I got the discs around for when I went to hop back into Vice City and hear Video killed the radio star as God intended. Still, I expected better for this brand. It's GTA and you're Rockstar. Like, you've always gotten the impression that they care down to the littlest, most meticulous detail.
Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Because this is embarrassing to crap
Here's
on
the
your
thing.
own monumental legacy
The
like
devs,
this.
the devs,
It's not as if the money ran out.
the devs at Rockstar North care about what they do.
Yeah.
The executives do not, and the devs at Rockstar North had nothing to do with this.
I feel like it was.
Was it a time thing? They
Well,
rushed it?
they needed it,
Yeah, it was
out
done.
in time.
It was done
for-
in 2 years,
Mm.
and also on a very low budget.
yeah.
A team, I believe Grove
it
Street.
does.
I believe Grove Street Games, if I'm not mistaken, is 13 people,
Oh,
Wow.
great.
which is not a
And
team.
one shitty AI.
Yeah.
Yo, my favorite mistake was definitely in the mall where the hamburger place just has pictures of pizza all on the back.
Yeah.
But some an AI replaced all the
No,
textures.
my favorite was the one where the texture for the reflection off of a boat got accidentally replaced with Tommy Vercetti's face. So it's just
I need that boat.
so it's just like a deformed version of Tommy Vercetti shining off of the when the sun shined on the boat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't think it was the AI's fault, but my favorite bug is still that wiggling the car.
The wiggling the car.
The wiggling
Yeah.
on cars
Oh
is
no,
pretty
that
good.
that, that
That's
was
my
in the
favorite clip.
that was in the original.
Oh, was it?
Wait,
Yes.
was it really?
Yes, that is
Oh,
a
okay.
preserved that came out. That is a preserved bug.
Well, in that
Oh,
case,
how
I'm
nice of
happy
them.
to see that it is preserved. It's still hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is now the lowest rated entry in the franchise. That and it also overtook the top
Definitive.
spot in negative user reviews, beating Blizzard's Warcraft 3 Reforged on Metacritic.
What a
yeah.
legacy.
Hope it was worth it. I'm going to assume not, because this fucking afternoon, a statement from Rockstar appeared on their site. Thank you, Andrew, for sharing this in our Discord, which I'm going to summarize it essentially the way you did. Sorry if you're pissed. You shouldn't be, because we're being harassed. The old versions you actually liked are coming back as a bundle, except only on our launcher. And I don't know. Then it was probably like an ASCII drawing of a middle finger.
Shit.
Yeah, you nailed
Audience.
it.
It wasn't ASCII,
okay, yeah,
it was an
you did
actual
read it.
middle finger. They put an actual photo in there because they care.
No, it was a middle finger drawn by the guy that does the cover art.
The thing I mostly just found insulting in this was their use of the word unexpected, meaning either they were simply lying and seeing what they could get away with, or that they were wildly incompetent at both reading the room and distributing a respectable working product.
No, it was
Right,
it
like
was
if-
the first one.
Yeah.
If it was truly unexpected, then that would have meant that everyone was so hands off and just trusted the quality of the product without ever looking at it, that they were like, oh yeah, I mean, like, we know what those games look like.
It
You know,
speaks
hey,
for
yeah,
itself.
sure.
This is why we
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
trust the robots.
Why would
My
we need to
favorite-
follow up on this? We
My
played this
favorite
game
tweet,
before.
my favorite tweet response to the letter that they put out was just somebody just said Rockstar : then it just said Oh, we didn't play the game. Why? What's wrong?
I definitely think that they had so little time with like the development process that the QA testers, like they walked in, they were like, here's the final product. And the guys were like, we got 12 hours?
So the way
It's got to be on Game Pass. Like
when you originally talked
Yesterday.
about your reaction to that game and your thoughts about it, you put it way more mildly than I expected, because the way you made it sound was like, I don't prefer these graphics like the way they did it, and I was like, that's a little bit particular. Like, yeah, it's gonna look different. And then we watched that video about it. I'm like, oh man, it looks horrible.
I did. I watched the whole thing.
And it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
You
video.
put it very lightly when you said it. I was just like, are you just being
The fact that
Do you guys just not like when characters have salad finger hands?
it's a throwback to Newgrounds. The fact that the PS5 can't fucking run that game above like 40 frames is like
The
Well,
Switch
PS5
runs
suck.
the Switch runs GTA 3 worse than the PlayStation 2. This cannot be overemphasized enough.
Yo,
Have you used a Switch before?
Yeah, it's about on par with the PS2. It should be able to match it.
It was probably just mostly disappointment on your hef.
my favorite glitch. The guy in San Andreas with like his shoulders like down to his like nipples, where his neck is very long.
when he looks,
He's like walking, kind of waddles.
I mean, my
yeah.
favorite glitch was the one where the donut place
Yeah.
has a nut, like the little silver,
A nut.
tool thing, and then a donut. But the AI saw the word donut and corrected the nut, which has a hexagon edges, to a perfectly round circle.
Perfectly round circle.
Because it thought it was a donut.
Yeah, it smoothed out the edges.
You know, the machines aren't going to rise up and take over. I
Yeah,
changed
but
my
they'll be
They
stance.
will.
really
They'll just do a
stupid
bad
about
job.
Yeah.
I'll round off the edges.
Everything will become donuts.
That's not so bad. Moving along, there was Advent Rising. Not much new there.
It got added to the thing. Didn't
Oh
it?
yes, that was on the backwards compatible, which we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Curiosity. I did.
That game is good. People should play it, but on PC.
I did poke around and discover that
What,
Peter
Curiosity?
Molyneux's 22 Cans is indeed still a company.
He
somehow?
is not involved.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, there hasn't been any patches to Goddess since or anything either. Just Cause continues to be a waning franchise.
That was it. That was the update.
Yeah. Now, our ep on the OG Xbox. Always a gem. I do have to comment here on how much my appreciation for that system has raised hard over the past year when I acquired a modded one that's supported HDMI out and its whole library pre-installed.
Yeah. You know what else got added to backwards compatibility? Time splitters.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to
Yeah.
get into that.
Okay.
Um,
I'll yell at you later. Then.
Yeah, it really was a risky endeavor, and it showed with what it hosted. Like, I'd be charmed to see their games go that level of punk rock again. Presumably it'll never happen, but still. I think many enthusiasts often forget just how weird those deals they made were back then. Also, there was something in regards to a secret Easter egg within the BIOS that Tinkers dug up this past May. That was kind of cool. When you rip a CD to the hard drive and label it, quote, Timmy, with 26 Ys and an exclamation mark, South Park reference, the names of the 4 devs from the dashboard team pop up in the settings menu, which is cute.
That is
Nice.
buried deep. The BIOS.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
That was the single note I had until just a couple days ago, as Austin, you have alluded to. This was on November 15th. Microsoft streamed a 20th anniversary showcase. Lots of 20-year birthdays this season.
Xbox 20.
Yeah, the GameCube. Not that the bastards at Nintendo will do anything to celebrate that. But in this, they revealed an upcoming documentary on the console. It's dope. 76 fucking titles were added to backwards compatibility.
Wow.
Yeah. First drop in a long while, too. Both for Xbox and 360. You got 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, the Fear Trilogy, the Max Payne games, MK9 and Versus DC, the Dead or Alive's minus Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
that's the only good one.
Red Dead Revolver, a bunch of Star Wars stuff, that Viva Pinata Mario Party thing, Chelsea.
Oh, fuck.
And most
We gotta
importantly,
play it.
goddamn Time Splitters 2 and Future Perfect.
And they look
Yeah.
and they look beautiful.
They do.
They look
It's
so good.
stunning.
Yeah, I
They
bet
look-
that Viva Pinata game looks really good.
I don't know how these wizards do it. I know it's all emulation, but like those Time Splitters 2 and Time Splitters Future Perfect look better than most of the remasters coming out.
100%.
They
Yeah,
use
but
an
Party
AI.
Animal-
That's what they did.
And run great.
They use an AI.
We'll find a copy.
A good one though.
Yeah.
I didn't see any.
Am I
donuts.
wrong?
Yeah.
Am I wrong, or did Phil Spencer put out a quote saying something along the lines of, "It's unlikely we'll be able to add any more backwards
Yeah,
compatibility"?
yeah.
features
That is
because
kind
of
of the-
licensing stuff.
Thank
So-
God they got
once
Party
again-
Animals in there.
Just under the wire.
I mean, you guys know I keep on asking about Mech Assault 1 and 2 because, as soon as those run on more modern Xbox consoles, I can get rid of my old Xbox.
What else
why-
gonna heat your apartment with?
Well, but kind of like I've got plenty of other systems to turn on all at the same time. But it's like, what would possibly stop them from licensing Mech Assault 1 and 2? Like, I feel like the people who own that, it's either Paradox or Microsoft, and I feel like Paradox would play ball. I don't know.
Huh.
Is there
Maybe there's a technical
is there
limitation.
any Michael
sometime.
Jackson in it?
You know what? I don't know that for a fact. I know that there's Papa Roach.
Oh,
There's
there
your
it is.
problem.
Papa Roach the guy from Papa Roach turned into like a. Speaking of cute conspiracy theorists.
Oh no!
Oh,
Wait,
no.
Oh,
is that
no.
true?
You don't say.
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, I gotta say, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, well, he's really hit his last resort now.
Well,
No, I'm happy.
you know what?
I'm
Some
proud of
people
that.
are just letting them get away with murder.
I gotta
Oh
go.
god.
All right,
That's
so
the song that's actually on the Mech
this-
Assault 2 soundtrack.
this was a really cool thing to happen. It was quite a surprise, and except we are going to save their finale for later in our list. Though we did bring it up earlier with the Halo.
Real quick.
Um,
Xbox turned 20 this year.
yeah.
One more year until it's legally able to buy alcohol, and then it'll be fucking
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
Then it'll be cool
The
again.
second November 15th, 2022 hits, I'm buying a whole fucking pack of White Claws and pouring them directly in my Series
You
X.
gotta pour it directly on the Xbox, though.
Yeah.
At this moment, you can fire up Binary Domain or Manhunt in 4K with HDR.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking wild. Although a few of these do need their physical copies to function, like a 50 cent. Like you can't buy it, but you can play it if you got it.
I bought a copy of Prey
Yeah.
for $2.99
I bet he's
on
gonna
their
go
Black
up.
Friday sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prey, the original.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that's what you meant.
And then also XCOM, the Bureau XCOM Declassified for $1.99. So
Oh, that
Those
sucks.
prices are gonna
Is Viva
skyrocket.
Pinata one of those? Because you can't find copies
No,
of Party
we
Animals.
gotta find one.
They're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
God.
This and servers remain in the hands of the publishers. I think Andrew, you posted about how Electronic Arts sent out a statement a mere hour, it's like an hour or two later.
Yeah.
With how they were shutting down the multiplayer for Skate 2.
I was gonna say, it's like, hey, now you can play Skate 2 again. Oh, but not for very long.
And while it's out.
I mean, it's shitty, but also just play Skate 3.
It's better.
Yeah.
Oblivion is still an M, although the hunt for T-rated copies has emerged following a heightened interest in collecting. So we might have mentioned this on our second recap, but 2 Human is on Xbox's backwards compatibility list to play right now, even though physical units were ordered to be destroyed.
Well, they gave it away for free
That's right. That's how they got around that.
because this lawsuit got resolved, and then they were like, "You gotta take this off everything," and then they were like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." By the way, it's free for 2 weeks until it's legally not allowed to be on there anymore.
And not that, I mean, there are plenty common to track down if you like for the discs, but
I don't
Also-
remember which version I owned. I can't remember.
Oh,
I guess I gotta check. Yeah.
2 Human also coincidentally Rockstar's approach to their remaster team for the definitive edition. It was 2 Human, so the AI. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just keep it rolling. Boom. I thought it would hit.
Another one.
Yeah, I got plenty more.
Otherwise, the sequel to the greatest horror title ever conceived stays dormant. Nintendo sure ain't gonna budge on that. It's funny, for all that waxing poetic on Eternal Darkness I did, I don't believe I once brought up its unique sanity mechanic that the Big N has recently renewed their patent on.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're keeping that shit forever.
And maybe I subconsciously didn't want to spoil
We'll
that
never
for
see
people,
that again.
Luigi's Mansion 4 is gonna be fucking wild, dude.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what, like...
I was gonna say, if you guys want to know how bad software patents are for video games, remember that Bandai Namco had the patent on load screen minigames all the way up until load screens went away. Because now we're all just on SSDs and streaming assets and stuff, so...
Wasn't there something about that, the Nemesis mechanic being...
They did patent that as well, and that's a bummer, to be perfectly honest. I think I could
Shadows of Mordor.
Right, I could really only imagine like 5 or 6 other ways to do that mechanic, but still, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's a... Yeah,
I don't like that kind
Who
of
got
shit.
the patent?
On that?
Warner Brothers got the
Warner
patent?
Brothers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of lame.
Meanwhile, Epic dove headfirst into other lawsuits that I guarantee we will tackle in the future. Nothing new with Call of Duty controversies on violent content. Vanguard, however, is out and sales are down. Same with CSGO skin bidding, as far as I know.
Wait. There was a Call of Duty controversy.
Yeah, I thought there was something.
The bloodied page of the Quran that they had to take out.
Yep.
Yeah, Vanguard.
Okay. That must have popped up after.
No, it was a small thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were quick to fix it too.
They fixed it right away. Yeah.
We could discuss the impact of the 360 for forever. It's just the opposite of the Ouya. Though one thing I did fail to bring to the table when we recorded that was its similarity to the Zeebo, an Android-based microconsole that hit shelves in Brazil and Mexico in 2009 that almost served as a predecessor to that stupid box.
Were
you just
I've
speaking-
ever heard of the Zeebo.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, were you speaking English back there?
The
Ouya,
Zeebo, man.
Zebo?
Come to Brazil, play the Zebo.
It's called gazebo.
I don't think that's that.
Yeah, you could like have a barbecue in it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an uplifting entry. In the early summer of 2019, fans of the turning around of No Man's Sky raised over $4,800 in an attempt to install a thank you billboard to developer Hello Games. This is across the street from their office.
Yeah, instead they blew it on an NFT. They're like, nah, fuck it.
This being done through a crowdfunding goal on GoFundMe run by Reddit user Cameron G. They also committed to buying lunch and beer for the team once the campaign concluded. Their initial ask was just $1,750 for the sign, until being extended to $6,000 with the promise of the extra cash getting donated to the Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Nice.
super wholesome.
Perfect.
Director Sean Murray and their staff were overwhelmed by the community's mission. There was even a vote on the billboard's design. I couldn't locate on whether it was still standing, but that was sweet.
I think they're nominated for community support for the game.
Yeah,
they
they
are.
are.
Yes.
Oh, that's what got them there, right there. That and then the spot.
The less we speak on Columbine, the better. But Austin,
Speak for yourself.
I hear we do have an update on former IGN plagiarist Philip Mewson and how he went to be interviewed on another asshole's YouTube channel, someone who coincidentally also rose to prominence under IGN, this until his exit from Kinda Funny, as well as the larger industry in response to rightful criticisms of him being trash, this person being Colin Moriarty. Did you happen to watch that or check that out?
I don't know, because I think I clicked on it and then I blacked out. And then I woke up covered in blood or red paint. I can't tell you which one.
Did you try tasting it?
Yeah, it was dry.
I'm guessing he had nothing like thoughtful or insightful to say. But it's...
No, he was just like, I don't know why they're trying to cancel me. And it's like, I don't know, maybe because you fucking plagiarized when you were a journalist and then compared your plight of being called out for plagiarism to a cancer survivor? You enormous shithead.
I don't see anything wrong with any of that.
Yeah.
Dude, I still think the funniest part of that whole story is like, yeah, go ahead and keep digging and see if you find anything.
Yeah, it was great.
And then everybody just found like mountains of more times that he did this, and it was like they're like, oh wow, I guess he probably did do this dozens more times. And then they just
And it
kept
didn't
on
take
finding
long.
No, well, because then
So
once you know that he was
cocky.
plagiarizing, you could just Control F the internet for whatever he said.
Yeah, don't fucking do that shit to the internet. They got a lot of time on their hands and nothing better to do with it.
The other thing is too is like plagiarism, like even in mainstream journalism, is a huge.
That's the number one.
Yeah, if you plagiarize in journalism, your career is over. No one's ever gonna hire you again.
Yeah.
It's like you're done, and it's like this guy is like, they canceled me. It's like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it's like the first class you take in journalism
Yeah,
school. It's
it's
like, hey, if someone else wrote it, fuck off.
He missed that day. That's
Oh yeah, he went in the second day. That's all. They don't
shit.
cover it after that.
It's not his fault then. They shouldn't have given him the degree.
The second day was all doing giveaways for Switch consoles and stuff, right?
I was gonna make that joke.
that worked.
Yeah.
I'd show up for that.
Next was our massive saga on the ESRB, the ESA, and the EMA. Video gaming, thankfully, has retained its freedom for the time being. Not that it won't stop every conservative from under the sun, and our government, of course, fighting
Oh
it.
shit. Here we go again.
Wait until cold coffee comes out in Grand Theft Auto 6.
It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, do you want to come in for iced coffee?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's called iced coffee.
Sexy. The GameSpot termination of Jeff Gerstmann. The largest change to note here, since we spoke on this, is probably the departures of legacy Giant Bomb folks Brad Shoemaker, Vinny Caravella, and Alex Navarro, following CBS's sale of the website to Red Ventures. This too applied to CNET, Metacritic, a handful of others. The aforementioned three did spin off to form the weekly Nextlander podcast, while the remaining GB members have pivoted to relaunching as more of a content creator network with mixed results, in my opinion. I do like Jess and Danny being more involved, but yeah, I recommend looking into Nextlander if you're still into that type of like coverage of the industry, and then their perspectives and opinions that they could provide. Going back to that Xbox presentation, Halo Infinite is here finally. Well, I should say the free-to-play multiplayer part of the package.
Free-to-play multiplayer is in beta.
Right, that is how it's
technically-
classified.
They're labeling it beta until the
Until
full
the
game
full
releases.
game comes
The
out.
season goes to until March,
Yeah.
May
May.
May
Wow.
2022.
That's all right.
And it's
Um,
fucking great.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The campaign is coming in December, albeit without a couple of key features, such as co-op and forge mode, as they prep for a later inclusion. The silver lining here, however, has been the extremely positive feedback of what we can experience so far.
It's so good, you guys.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I don't mean to rub it in Chelsea's face.
I
because
know,
No.
she
I don't want
cannot
to talk
play.
about
She
it.
can't play it.
And I
But-
went into this with like a somewhat elitist, like growing up most of my teenage
Yeah.
years in the Halo 2 days. But I'm enjoying myself far more than I ever expected
It
to.
feels fucking great. From
Yeah.
an old and new perspective.
Dude, I almost
like,
cried.
It's
when I
seriously
played
running
that
the wrongs
beta.
from 5
I
I
6 years
cried
ago.
when I tried
I
to
know,
play.
but for mine were tears of joy.
I thought you cried listening to the menu music.
Oh God, it's so
I
good.
didn't mean to bring that back up. We can
Oh,
just go over
I'll
that.
put it under this real
Yeah.
real
All
softly.
right. The 4v4 modes are fast and kinetic. The big team modes are fun as hell. I know a good bulk of us dug in some, and we're just hooked. Not sure if there's more you guys wanted to add, but it certainly struck the nostalgia chord with me for sure.
Yeah.
I think
It was refreshing.
I don't know what expectations I had going in, but I have to say this is probably one of the few early release games that, like, of this scope where it's like it actually just it feels like a finished product.
Yeah.
Like maybe I
Well,
can't
it's
even
an
remember.
early release for like 3 weeks, so
Listen, there are
Right.
games that launch and aren't working,
Right.
so it's just like that's a
Battlefield.
This went pretty
Yeah.
smoothly, all things considered.
Yeah,
No,
right.
You got
Some
something in your throat there.
Sounds like a micro-
relatively stable servers and everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
one of the best beta, air quotes.
Especially when you compare that to Master Chief Collection.
oh
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I
That
don't know.
happened
Maybe on
again.
the 8th, it will start working on my computer and just stop crashing every time it loads.
Doubt it.
Yeah, hold on. Let's pause on that for a second, right? Master Chief Collection was like what, 2014?
2014, yeah.
Do you remember when that came out very broken? That was like just an absolute storm in the game industry because it was like that and Assassin's Creed Unity.
Unity was,
And I
and
remember-
also Warlords of Draenor, which there was a lot of launch problems with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like there was the Phil Spencer interview with Jeff Gerstmann, and Jeff was just like in no uncertain terms like, what's it going to take for video games to work again when they come out? And it's like we're still having this conversation with Battlefield, and you know,
Yeah.
like, and that's not. It's still not alone.
I think Halo Infinite is sort of the Chelsea's problems aside. I think Halo Infinite is sort of the realization of the lessons that they learned. Like, as disappointing as it is that co-op is delayed and Forge mode is delayed and the whole thing was delayed a year after the Series X came out, it's like, we saw that presentation that everybody was shitting on, and boy, they took a year and turned that fucking game around.
Yeah.
Because
but it fucking works.
yeah,
I mean, but like, just to put, like, okay, that's Microsoft, and this is me being a little cynical, which, you know, I don't like to do, but it's like,
I love to do it.
This is Microsoft having learned that lesson currently, and they could easily forget, just like Rockstar forgot, just like CD Projekt Red forgot. You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy.
It feels like it could. Feels like it could become more cyclical as far as like, this company broke their game and now.
I don't want to put too much credit, but I do want to give credit where credit's due. I think that is Phil Spencer's doing.
He's a G.
Yeah.
Because I think that nobody else is going to learn that lesson because they don't have to.
Right.
And Microsoft technically has to more, but they also don't have to, but they were just like, it's Halo. It's got to work this time.
All right. Let me ask you this. Will you take me up on a $5 bet? I bet you that under Phil Spencer, the next Bethesda game that comes out will still be broken at launch.
No, of course not. Because you know who they put in charge of their games division with Phil Spencer and the other people?
Who?
Todd Howard.
No. Don't believe his lies.
Nothing wrong with any of my games.
Yeah.
You know what they did, Andrew? They put a Todd Howard force field around the 343 Industries offices. He was peeking in over the window.
They got the overshield.
Like, yo, do you guys need any help? And they're like, no, go
Yeah,
away.
please go away. Please go away.
He used their bathroom once, and then like the whole code base broke.
Yeah. It just goes to show, regardless of how bad delaying games feels for the audience,
That it can truly
and probably the
sometimes.
developers as well, it can go a long way. I mean, and I think that Phil Spencer knew this.
Yeah.
If this game launches bad and broken, it's gonna be hell.
Well, that was a quote
historically hell.
That was a quote,
and that's their key franchise.
Yeah.
Right there. That's their landmark.
He openly, like, I'm not just speculating. He openly kind of said this because there was an interview with him about the 20th anniversary, and somebody brought up the launch of Halo Infinite, and they asked him about the year-long delay, and he was like, "We were really caught up in the console launch. We didn't think about the game launch, and it was like a game time last-minute decision where we're like, we can't release this in this state." And he's like, "I'm so happy that we did it, but
That was a rough pill to swallow.
He's
at
like,
the
we
time.
should have gotten our head out of our asses and delayed it way sooner.
Yeah.
Than like
That was
If,
like
three
if
weeks.
the
a
game
month
is good
before.
enough, no one's gonna remember.
Yeah,
the delay.
exactly.
Right.
True.
Exactly.
It's like Shigeru Miyamoto said.
Yep.
Fool me once, I'm have a bad game. Fool me twice, I'm playing Halo.
That classic Miyamoto line.
Oh, God. I thought he said video games were a mistake.
Yeah, no, he did say
He
that.
did say that, yeah.
So here's hoping the rest of it holds its own. Also, sidebar, it appears that we're not alone in our enjoyment, as it was shown to break Steam records for Xbox Game Studios with consecutive player numbers, more when you factor in the MS marketplace and consoles. So go them. It's funny because this drop is so shocking that I didn't even share the link in the Discord from just thinking it was phony, and now it's like eating COD and Battlefield's lunch.
Yeah.
All things are right with the world. It's almost like we're back. All those
Also-
years ago.
I would have a COD lunch. I don't know about a Battlefield though.
You want to go get caught, Andrew?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Also, congratulations to Forza Horizon 5 for hitting 10 million players in a week.
That's fucking crazy for a simulation racer.
Yep.
Yeah, not when it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
True. I want to do another live event with us one day. Then there was the pulling of that Westworld app that we explored. It doesn't particularly relate to that, although there was quite a bit of talk surrounding its parent company, Warner Brothers, lately that they were going to sell off their video game division. Nothing concrete is shown of this rumor yet. Conversations like these usually occur constantly in the business behind the scenes. Of course, its leak in October of that crossover Smash thing that they are working could mean that it was just hearsay, which actually, wasn't there like official
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that-
officially announced.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Multiverse.
Yeah,
Multiverse.
multiverses.
That's a good
Multiverses.
I'm
Multiverses.
surprised.
That is a good name.
I'm surprised they
Yeah,
took
it's a
this
good name.
long to get a game with the name Multiverse or Multiverses in this case.
Yeah.
They're actually making the game because someone thought of the name and they were like, shit, we gotta make this game. We gotta seal
Before
this
somebody
in.
else jumps on
Lucky.
it.
Oh,
Um,
and I was gonna say nothing concrete about that. The rumor for WB selling off its game division, but what was it? Word was that it influenced NRS's decision on what game to make, which may be why they didn't have a fighting game in 2021.
Oh.
Mhm.
Because they were working on Injustice, and then they said maybe we won't have the DC property anymore. So then they pivoted
Fuck.
because they weren't confident that they'd be able to make another DC game.
I want to know what they're up to.
That's the rumor. This is not official. It's just the word through the grapevine.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't dismiss that. That could be absolutely
Right.
accurate. Sega gonna Sega. They help publish some red stuff, but suck at remasters. I'm looking at you, monkey ball. God damn it.
We gotta talk about this now.
Nintendo getting Nintendo. I'm going to go on record stating that they are most assuredly still hate the Let's Play scene. Remember
Oh,
that?
for sure, yeah.
Alas, this was a battle they lost.
Yeah, but the Let's Play scene fucking hates them.
I mean,
Because
as they should.
Minecraft and Fortnite and Roblox took that thunder because Nintendo wouldn't play ball. And then the only thing they had left was esports, and they just recently announced their first Melee tournament after shutting down all those Melee tournaments that had to run on Slippy.
Well, they just Panda Global.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
guess?
saying. They announced their with Panda Global.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, though.
Slippy? The cartoon frog?
Slippy is a
Yeah,
fork
Yeah.
of dolphin that runs for Smash web play.
Pretty damn well.
Yeah.
As well.
Yep.
That name.
More anti-consumer practices from them have come and gone.
Nobody can
With,
create content for Nintendo like Nintendo.
Yeah.
So all you
Mhm.
content creators just back off, okay?
All right, Chelsea, you're up.
Is it my time to shine?
What's going on with the housing in Final Fantasy 14?
Still bad.
And in the year of our Lord 2021, with the vast influx of WoW subscribers, jumping
so
ship from that to this.
I
All
think
that
they're
extra money?
revamping it. For Endwalker, I might be wrong about that, but it is different than the last time when we recorded that episode.
Okay.
Now, when you relinquish your plot of land, if you own a house and it gets taken away from you, or you just sell it, there's a 24-hour period where at the top of any of those minutes within that 24-hour period, that plot of land goes for sale. It's completely random, and you never know when it's gonna be. So it's just
Do
ends up
they
being a lot of people.
Email you about it? Like what?
No, I'm saying if you wanted to buy that empty plot,
Oh,
remember you guys all
yes,
watched me
yeah,
stream
yeah.
it?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I was just about to bring that up.
You ran a
Yeah.
bot, didn't you?
No.
No, the person that
Sorry,
won
yeah.
it did probably.
Edit that
right?
out.
Oh, we all did.
Huh?
Oh, we all did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we all ran bots, but I didn't run a bot. Don't get my account.
Oh, you really-
Take it away.
That was an exciting
You
stream.
made that believable.
Yeah, so I think it's on hold for a certain amount of time, and then after that, it's just a random minute.
That didn't pan out, by the way, right? The
I didn't get the house. No,
yeah, I didn't think. So.
I tried it on 2 different houses. We talked about it briefly in the Night Trap episode.
Right,
that was
okay.
our cold open.
That was our.
I did not get either
That
of
was
those
months ago.
houses. Yeah, still fucked. Way more.
24
people.
million accounts now.
You can't buy a house. Yeah, a lot of those accounts are the free account though, and you
Oh,
cannot
okay,
buy
the trial.
a house on the free account because all housing plots are more than 300K, and you could only hold 300K.
You
on
can
a
play
free
like
account.
all of the content in the game though on those
up until 60.
up until 60.
Yeah.
So,
You get Heaven's Word for free in that.
out of curiosity, like when these houses get repossessed by, I don't
The
know.
game.
Yeah, like
Eminent domain.
yeah,
Yeah.
by Moogle May or whoever does the banking in that game. Did like I
Freddy
imagine
Cloud.
Yuck, yuck.
Shut up.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Hold on, you gotta hit the soundboard.
Oh,
Did not work.
Perfect.
perfect. There you go.
But
the
it's like,
silence made it hit even harder.
but the what do you call it? Like what happened to people's furniture? Is it like a
So
like
for
did you
30
just put on the street and people just steal
so
it?
for 30 days, there's an NPC you could talk to and get all your furniture back. I did not know that. I thought that motherfucker would hold on to my furniture forever.
So after 30 days, it's
So after 30 days, it was gone, and
Back
so
into
by
the
the time
ether?
I finally logged back into the game, all my special furniture that I got from holidays that at the time you couldn't buy, you could buy them online now. There's like the Mog station.
how
and
much
you could-
money is that?
They're I mean, it's like usually like $5 for a lamp or some shit like that, and then it will go on
That'll
sale.
add up.
Yeah.
please
All
tell
that
me-
shit gone forever.
Please tell me
That
this
is fucked.
NPC stands out in front of like a storage facility.
No, it's a dump actually.
Okay.
It's a pawn shop.
Oh,
God, that
No,
is
but
dark.
like I millions of gil just completely washed away because I couldn't afford my subscription. And I was like, that's what I quit the game
real.
for like
yeah.
5 years because of that. And I was just like, that's how important houses are in that fucking game. My house got taken away and I quit the game for 5 fucking years.
Do you know if they've added any more since? I mean, the Endwalker we should say is coming in December. It got delayed 2 weeks.
Yeah.
you shouldn't give him shit
They're gonna-
about checking accounts. I mean, it sounds like you got
I
your
knew
own
it
problems.
was there.
Yeah, but
He
you
just
didn't
lost
know.
Battlefield 2042. You lost millions of gil.
Yo,
That is
so
more valuable.
Yeah.
It could always be worse. It could be New World.
Oh my God! Did you read the article?
God,
This is a
Lance.
tangent, but did you read the article about the embezzlement schemes that motherfuckers is running?
Nope.
So people found out you could do like a free server switch, and they have a politics system in New World where you can like elect governors. So people are like faking being cool, getting elected governor, stealing all the town's money, and switching servers.
That's so
oh
awesome.
my god.
Sounds like a hot button episode.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You just gotta find somebody who
writes
plays enough
itself.
of that game to give a shit.
Yeah, that is
I have
going to be
I have
the
a bunch
issue.
of friends who've been trying to get me to buy it, and I was like, I'm not paying $40.
Jump in there. Come on, we need a reporter.
That game was $40, and I was like, if you buy it
Wait,
for
that
me,
game's 40?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
free.
No,
no,
there's no subscription service.
I'd be playing
Okay.
it if it was
It's one
free.
time.
I got I did buy it like on launch and experienced the very long queues. I luckily picked a low pop server, but
The 3-year queue.
in about 3.5 days, I got about 38 hours out of it. And then I just got to a point where I was like, I'm done. So
I watched my
haven't thought
friends
about it
playing that
since.
No.
game. That game looks like hot garbage. The crafting system is trash. The graphics are trash. The game looks like trash. And
The
I have
lumberyard
a
engine
friend
for you.
who plays it 12 hours a day every fucking day.
Yeah, your bias is showing, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do they work for Amazon?
No, obviously he doesn't have a job if he's spending 12 hours a day playing this shit game.
So
He's a GM.
a couple things. Your story is about how cutthroat the real estate market is in Final Fantasy. Okay, I remember the part where I walked into like the player-owned housing neighborhood. I took one look and I was like, nope, fuck it. Walked out, never went back in. I am not looking for houses in that game based on your
Can't
experience.
get one
You got
anyway.
no. Tell the truth. You got escorted out.
They were like, come here,
Sorry,
poor boy.
Sorry, sir. Rich people only. I can tell by
Do you know
their.
what
a dude
city's
just
housing
leaned
area
into his
was?
walkie-talkie. and
I'm
went,
in
"You got it."
Limsa Mosa or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Limsa
they
Mosa.
definitely kicked you out. That's the beachfront property. They were like, get the
Christ.
fuck out.
No
We gotta,
borders.
we gotta stop. I'm getting angry.
Wasn't it the Simpsons bit where it was just like, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave, without making a scene, preferably. Just like, okay.
Also, I just realized you're the only person in here who knows what my character is. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Lalafell. He plays as the baby.
You-
God.
I
So
played.
that means that Matt is on like a million lists. He's on like
Oh,
all types
God.
of government watch lists.
Yeah,
now.
he's on government watch list now.
I play a Lalafell tank with this gigantic blonde pompadour, and my name is Wall Street Kid, and my head armor,
Very cool.
and my wait. I actually never wear head armor. I bought the summer set from the
Mog
station, and it comes with sunglasses, and I never wear a helmet. It's always sunglasses.
Yeah,
never
he's-
comes off.
People in dungeons, I don't know how they haven't screamed at you yet because it is so important for it. I'm surprised.
Oh, and I'm a tank too, so I'm
Yeah,
responsible
that's
for
what
like
I'm saying.
yeah.
If you were a DPS, no one would give a shit. But healers and tanks, their gear needs to be at level when you're in a dungeon, or at least pretty close. So if you're using like shit gear, so the higher level you get, your healer's gonna have you kicked out of those dungeons. I I kick tanks out of dungeons for that shit all the time.
Okay, first of all,
Ruthless.
one, what happened to the casual attitude I hear all about?
Yo, fuck you.
Two, I'm
Serious
Wall
business.
Street Kid. My daddy's a lawyer. I'll sue the shit out of him, okay? You can't kick me out of the dungeon, okay?
Dad's dealership.
All right, so we got to move on.
All right.
Yeah.
But just real quick, congratulations to New World for accurately simulating the economy and the embezzlement that
And
goes
then
on.
in government embezzlement.
And congratulations to Final Fantasy for accurately simulating the housing market. And double congratulations to Final Fantasy 14 for regulating their housing market more than the United States government does.
Congratulations to New World for being an accurate simulation of what it was like in pre-Columbian America. Just absolute shit.
They did
Yeah.
respond to COVID in the way.
I thought they were simulating crypto.
Were they? I don't know.
No, that was a commentary on how bad the economy is in that game.
All right.
Okay.
Then so
Right.
this was our first E3 special. It was 2019. Now moving on from that, Skyrim is getting re-released.
10 years, baby.
What you've all been pleading for.
10 years
Just
this
when you
month.
think
10
you had
years.
enough.
Oh, this is great. I know where this is going.
PlayStation 5 and Series X. I don't even fucking remember what's different this time. Like,
wait.
are people jazzed up?
You
Like,
didn't wait. You didn't hear?
No.
They finally added it in for free. The horse armor. You don't have to pay for it.
That's
Do you-
Oblivion.
Wait,
No, that's Oblivion.
didn't they also add a fishing mode? Or was that always in it?
Listen,
I thought I read something
played.
about
I
that.
played Skyrim in 2013.
The only thing I know about this most recent version of Skyrim is that it is now updated for the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, and the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
If you have the old gen version of the other edition that they released not too long ago. But if you have it on Game Pass, because Microsoft owns Bethesda, you can get Skyrim Xbox One for free. But in order to play, or no, you get the Series X version for free. But in order to get the actual updates, you have to pay like $12 for DLC or something.
Makes sense.
Why
Now
are
you
they
can
that
see all those
confusing?
bugs in HD. High or
As
HDR.
God intended.
Destiny. How's that doing? Beyond Light was the last DLC. Sort of tough for me to judge, as I have not signed on there
Do you
since
not-
like Forsaken.
Do you
or something.
have anything for this?
No. According to my notes, the Witch Queen is dated for 2022, Lightfall for 2023.
Oh my god.
And the final
So,
shape for 2024.
I got some updates
Jesus,
for Destiny.
Destiny 3, I guess. Yeah.
So Destiny typically does their expansions where you pay a chunk of change and then you get a raid, couple dungeons, couple multiplayer maps.
Portions of it are now free to play, correct?
Up until a certain point.
Up until a certain point, like Final Fantasy 14, but they have a new monetization method, which is
Uh-oh.
when you buy the
Oh.
Witch Queen, you get one dungeon, and if you want
Okay.
additional dungeons, you have to buy the Witch Queen Special Edition. If you want an additional dungeon, and if you want a third dungeon, you have to buy the Bungie 25th Anniversary Collection, which is like $100.
Oof.
And you can buy the
Boy.
dungeons individually, but you have to buy them separately. They're not included in the DLC anymore.
What the fuck?
That sounds
Well,
shitty.
So
And their fucking community was not happy.
Weren't they
No.
nominated also with the Game Awards
So,
for community support?
I'm not sure if you guys brought this up before, but they went independent, and that was last year.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
They've also formally been removed from Activision Blizzard's BattleNet.
Right.
It's,
So,
now it's just available
all
on
things
Steam,
considered, while not
was
maybe the
August last
most
year.
audience-friendly decisions, I'm sure they got to make up that money somehow. But I'm maybe hoping that they can
Wow, it's
figure
very
out other means.
capitalist of you.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was more just a thing of like they added the Eververse and all those cosmetics and did the microtransactions with that, and everybody got pissed and they were like, whoa. In order for us to make the content we make and charge how little we do for the expansions, we need to supplement it with the Eververse. And everybody's like, all right, as long as the expansions include all the dungeons, and then
And they were like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Whoops.
Yeah.
oh shit.
yeah.
So PSN hasn't had a major hack in a while. That's good.
Good for them.
Yeah.
So far.
Are you sure it's been an hour that we've been recording
Yeah,
this?
that's right. Yeah. This is a fun one.
Was that the update?
yeah.
That's just
That's
it hasn't been
like
hacked.
all
That was
running through it all, man.
I like how you're just going lightning rounds,
Yeah.
just being like,
Gotta get through
Little
it.
victories.
Well, we're gonna slow it down a bit
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
So
no.
after nearly 3 goddamn decades, the extended edition of the live-action Super Mario Brothers film has been successfully restored for your viewing pleasure.
Yep.
Aptly
Hell yeah.
titled the Morton Jenkel Cut, in reference to the movie's dual couple directors. Now, obviously, this was not accomplished with any involvement from Nintendo.
Nope.
However, its shutting of the project's distributor from, back in 94 does make this venture drop, like, between the legal cracks of a takedown. The heroes responsible were the Super Mario Brothers Archive, a group who was polite enough to give us some attention when our coverage on it was posted in July 2019. The additional 20 minutes of scenes found were said to have initially been a part of scrapped DVD extras. Upon gathering them from an online auctioneer who unearthed a tape of producer Roland Joff's storage locker, they teamed up with restorationist and filmmaker Garrett Gilchrist to present what was only seen by those within the production. This process taking 2 years to complete.
Yeah, it should be mentioned that we brought up the storage locker thing that they bought because they messaged us when we did did that in 2 parts. After we did part 1, the dude that runs that whole operation messaged us and said, "Yeah, we are looking into getting our hands on the extra footage and we're going to restore it." And I was like, "Hell yeah, let me know when it happens."
Such a cool story.
Yeah.
I love hearing stuff like this.
And luckily, this guy, he really knows his shit. He was the artist behind resurrecting the once-thought-buried animated 1993 epic, The Thief and the Cobbler.
Oh, wow.
As well as a line of Lost Muppets works. But yeah, among this was that bodacious rap from Iggy and Spike that we concluded the episode with. Mario and Luigi's clash with a rival plumbing mafia. And a bunch of trimmed adult jokes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so
I love jokes about adults.
unfortunately, there's a 0 chance this will ever see life as an official release due to licensing from Disney, actually. What don't they own? It was uploaded to archive.org, though. Can't fight that. So for more on this journey, I highly recommend looking into there was an interview piece on Slate and Den of Geek on it with our guy Austin that you mentioned. But this is so awesome. Those dudes rule.
Yeah.
I'm just ashamed to say that we haven't watched it yet. Maybe after this we should.
Of all the movies to be so dedicated to like restoring it, it's just like what?
It's a piece of history, dog.
Was she corpulent? Very corpulent.
Plumber alert.
A rival
That is my favorite line.
plumbing gang, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rival
pretty
Plumbing
funny.
Plumbing Mafia.
Yeah, they get beaten with like wrenches. Elsewhere, we have Illumination's CGI Mario thing set for 2022, starring Garfield's Chris Pratt.
Garfield's Chris Pratt.
He's so cool.
If
Had
you
to
can't
say it.
trust the Minions, guys, who can you trust?
The what?
Garfield and Mario both like Italian food. So
That's
makes
true.
Sense. It makes sense.
You don't know
Yeah,
Mario
there's
actually
an
likes
obvious
Italian
crossover
food.
there.
He does in the Mario Brothers Super Show. Which,
It's true.
He
Honestly,
does.
it
love
makes more
spaghetti,
sense than
yeah.
people want to give it credit for
yeah.
to have Chris Pratt as both Garfield and Mario.
I hate this place.
makes
I
sense.
can't
I'll leave
watch
and never
that.
come back, everybody.
Back to it. What is there to build on with Battlefront 2 and its nefarious loot boxes? Publishers simply switched over to gank your dollars through separate slimy paths, while the Star Wars game rights are no longer under EA exclusivity.
Oh, you might
Thank
be able
God.
to actually play a Star Wars game now.
You're right, man.
Wait, who? So they're just not exclusive.
It's
to
just
anybody.
not exclusive
So
anymore.
we could make a Star Wars game.
If you want to pay that money.
Yeah,
You want to pay that Disney money?
Mickey's, your pal.
Do you
still got
have
something to say
Disney
about it.
money?
I don't have
I
Disney.
don't
Okay.
think. I don't even think you could sell your soul for the rights. They'd probably need at least 10,000 souls
Yeah.
to bring Walt back from the grave.
Yeah, I'm definitely soul of a nameless soldier. You
Mhm.
definitely need like soul of a proud warrior.
Mhm.
Dark Souls humor.
Somewhat tangentially related is that like exclusivity rights like that, even for sports games, seem to be dying out.
Yes,
Because,
yeah.
because it seems like everybody's caught on to the fact that there's no incentive to actually make your game any good if you can't compete with anyone.
No, turns
so,
out.
like, Yeah, and what do you call it? The NFL sowed these seeds a long time ago, and now everybody's reaping what they sowed. So.
That Star Wars one is funny though, because it's like that partnership didn't benefit anybody in
Well,
that scenario. So.
Luckily for the NFL, that's the only thing that they've done wrong in recent memory.
I like how the addition in recent memory.
And everything else that they've done has been really above board.
Yep.
Yep,
I should mention that I can only remember things that happened in the last 5 minutes. So. Oh shit, they did
right.
something.
The Play Space Station.
Aaron Rodgers has COVID because he lied about being vaccinated. Anyway, what were you saying?
It's talking about the Nintendo PlayStation. It has kept its home with the owner that we brought up when revisiting the topic last November. Australia.
Oi.
Yes.
Boy.
They just
Oi,
reached
mate.
the 80s there.
They still loathe those drugs.
Throw some shrimp on the barbie without THC.
You guys don't want any Australian
Governor?
listeners, do you?
Fucking love that beer though.
Governor.
They just reached the 80s, so like the no drug thing's gonna go wild
Oh,
when
shit.
when they discover cocaine.
Yeah, when Australian Reagan comes in, woo, they're in for a rude awakening.
On June 3rd, 2021, it was reported that Devolver Digital's Sludge Life, a first-person comedy open-world vandalism title, has since been refused classification for both Steam and Switch as per their national rule or law of disallowing any product that, quote, promotes the use of illegal narcotics. This, no matter how fantastical it seems. So, yep, put it on the list. I don't even think it's real weed in this.
I don't even
game.
remember. I played that game and I don't remember.
I was watching.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
it
never.
was free on Epic.
Okay. I looked up some videos, but
I
couldn't
was
see any
watching
evidence
Ben
of it.
Shapiro
Yeah.
and also
You wanna
Alex
start
Jones.
the sentence?
I was watching Ben Shapiro.
Someone clipped that.
It was only a
and he
clip,
told
right?
me that Australia is a lawless wasteland.
Did he see Mad
That's
Max
actually-
and then assume that was
No, it's because they put vaccine mandates in place.
I
How dare
Wouldn't that
them.
make it a
That
lawful
sounds-
wasteland?
Yeah,
Because
that's
there's too many
the
laws?
opposite of
Yeah.
lawless.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
a-
don't agree with Ben Shapiro often, but I will agree with him that it is a lawless wasteland.
No, yeah,
down there.
you're right. It's not a lawless wasteland. It's an authoritarian
Hellscape.
dictatorship hellscape where all the citizens are working in gulags now, and America needs to invade Australia and save those citizens.
They don't want that.
From,
I
no, they
promise
do
you
not.
that.
So
I know,
I'd
like,
say
for
that.
I'd say
Australians-
nobody that America has inserted itself into once.
I know a handful of Australians, and they were all like really trying hard to get the vaccine. Like it was difficult to get it because we were vaccinated for like 6 months before any of the people I know living in Australia were able to get the vaccine, but they all wanted it as soon as possible. I can tell you right now, if Ben Shapiro steps foot on that land, I think he should go save them. I think he should personally go save them.
Get his ass
Ben
beat.
Shapiro isn't doing any fighting himself. He's
Oh,
just asking
damn
other
it.
people to do it.
So, is it any drug reference, no matter how fantastical? Does that mean I won't be able to get my skooma in my Skyrim? And
yeah.
Moonshine?
Yeah.
They had a problem in We Happy Few with the happiness drug, even. Like, in Fallout, it's like MedX. But
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
essentially
Jet X,
morphine.
right?
Yeah, and that they take, umbrage with that as well.
Yeah, it's literally anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
They had to in Left 4 Dead. They had to change it from pills to vitamins.
Yeah, painkillers or vitamins.
Wow.
What about Dr. Mario? What does he feed the viruses now?
Vitamins.
Yeah, those
No,
are,
those are just like gummy pills.
Those are capsules.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
They're
doesn't need to be
Flintstone-
drug
yeah,
in
they're
it.
Flintstone vitamins.
Okay.
Just two-toned.
I mentioned at one point that Streets of Rogue used to have a cocaine item in it because there's an investment banker character, and if he stops taking drugs for more than 30 seconds, you die. So, but they had to change the cocaine to sugar, and at first I thought it was Nintendo's
That's no
fault, but
fun.
now I'm thinking it might be Australia's.
Yeah. Australia.
Yeah.
You know, that was a joke about the skooma. I thought you were going to be like, nah. And then it's like, no, well,
No,
really?
Yeah.
That's why it's like I don't know for a fact, but I do think the illegal narcotics they're referencing in Sludge Life aren't even real. Like I don't think so.
How are you supposed to embrace
It's like
the
a
sludge?
false cannabis. Embrace the
By
sludge.
taking vitamins.
Yeah.
This was a part of the microtransactions one, by the way.
I believe they're called vitamins.
Vitamins.
So.
So bad.
Gearbox. Anyone recall what happened there? This was just on October 7th.
Yeah, they made that hit game Battleborn, and everybody loved it.
Randy Pitchford stepped down.
Yes.
As-
It's almost like
CEO,
he's like a weird creep.
CEO and magician Randy Pitchford
Magician.
has stepped away from game development. Apparently, he is
CMO,
CMO. Sorry,
Chief Magic.
I thought you said CFO. I was like,
No, he was CEO. I was just making a funny. You know me.
oh yeah, he's just
Always kidding.
All right. Well, if it was like if anybody corrects me, I'm just gonna assume they're right when it comes to the business. He's wishing to put focus on breaking into television and film. This then led to him becoming the head of their new motion picture subsidiary, with that Eli Roth Borderlands adaptation.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Targeting
Game
theaters
over.
at some point. Who knows?
I
don't
did
know
hear that
release
it's a
date.
lot easier to get away with being like a creepy sex pest in
film
film
and games.
Well, I was gonna say that until all this recent stuff that's been going on with Activision Blizzard.
Well, yeah,
but-
that's what I'm saying. Like he got out of the games
Yeah,
industry.
Harvey
Yeah, but
Weinstein
this
got
is
nicked and then he
allegedly.
went, I could do that.
Yeah, but Bobby Kotick is in Hollywood. He was in Moneyball,
He was in Moneyball.
so that's how he got away with it.
Oh.
Anybody else recall the full cast on that picture?
I don't remember
Kevin
anyone.
Hart,
Yeah, I
He's-
remember Kevin Hart,
Kate
and that's it.
Blanchett,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Is she really in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
She's
that was a joke.
Tanner.
It's funny. Weird.
Who are we missing?
There's a Bobby Lee's in it for a couple of scenes. I know that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, who are the four? Roland is Kevin Hart. Lilith is Kate Blanchett. Brick and Mordecai. Who's Brick and Mordecai? I don't know.
Who
cares?
Yeah, I don't have my phone with me.
Kate Blanchett's an interesting choice for that movie.
Also, who's the voice of Claptrap? Isn't that?
I don't know. Probably Chris Pratt.
I just looked it up, and it is in fact Chris Pratt.
That's crazy.
But this was revealed via Twitter by Pitchford himself, elaborating that he will, quote, continue wearing a creative hat, except with veteran...
And nothing else.
Yeah, just go sit in your office and keep that hat on, buddy.
Except with veteran Chief Technology Officer Steve Jones taking over his old position as President of Software. Not too surprising, it does signify the further greenlighting of movies based off of their various intellectual properties.
Is that?
Duke Nukem, Brothers in Arms.
Yep.
Oh, that's a bad
Jack Black is Claptrap.
Right.
Wait, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
and
Bowser.
Janina Gavankar is Nox. I'm not too familiar with the Borderlands lore here, so I don't really know who's an important character.
What about Brick and Mordecai?
Yeah, who's
Did-
Brick and Mordecai?
Looking.
But yeah, time will tell. Maybe there will be a Battleborn fucking...
They're not on the top build cast first page, so
Wow,
I couldn't tell
okay.
you.
You'd think that would be the... like...
Yeah, what is
four.
that? 2 out of the 4 main characters.
I mean,
Gonna
honestly,
split it into separate...
Let me try to do that math real quick.
There's a
Claptrap's the real star, so I mean, it makes sense being Jack Black. And
Well,
all.
we know it's not going to be that voice actor from before.
is anybody played by anybody who's barely 18?
no,
Because
no.
Randy Pitchford really likes movies where people are barely 18.
He seems to, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like film.
There are.
I did hear about a flash drive he had with a lot of those movies on it that he
There
He also
are
likes his
at
movies
least-
wet.
What is it, Andrew?
There are at least 2 ladies on this cast that might be barely 18.
Nice, perfect, makes sense.
I told you there was a reason why he moved into
All right.
I feel like we steamrolled over my
Putting it-
wet movie joke. And I would like us to
No.
kind of circle,
It's called wet work.
circle back around to that.
I ignored it for a reason.
Yeah, well,
Give it another
we're gonna,
splash.
We'll move on to
You know what I mean?
something,
What
you
you say?
much, much less disgusting. I haven't obtained a physical copy of Hatred yet.
And the price keeps going up.
I'm starting to think, have my doubts that those pre-orders weren't even fulfilled, to be frank, because I don't want to give them money, but
Did we get to
second
the-
hand I can accept.
Did we get to the guy game?
It's for the room.
Episode yet?
Yo, you want to hear
No,
about?
we got so much left.
Yo, you want to hear about bad pre-orders? Okay. I ordered Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines and in 2019 and bought JR a pre-order copy for it in like Christmas 2019. Okay, that game still hasn't come out and is delayed further into 2022. 3
No,
years.
it's delayed indefinitely.
Is it really?
It's not even dated for 2022.
Can I get my money back?
Yes,
Hey, man,
you can.
You can play that super
almost
sick
certainly
PR
can.
they just came out with.
Yeah, that's right.
I played that.
Yeah, that's free.
It's not worth it. I demand interest on that 3 years.
Hey,
too.
well, do you think there's anybody who has like a GameStop receipt from 2008 for Beyond Good and Evil 2? Like,
Do you think anyone wrote down their IP address from like 2011?
From when they pre-ordered
Fuck
Beyond Good and Evil
Yo.
2 and wrote it on their GameStop receipt.
Yo, for Beyond Good and Evil 2, you think that's redeemable for the what do you call it, when they try to come out with it again a couple of years ago?
I mean, that's not a real
I'm
game. either.
guaranteeing you that GameStops have like either just taken the money or they've closed that location down most likely.
Yeah.
Matt,
Any
middle
that
of the
pre-order for Bloodlines 2, I gave that to you for Christmas.
You're right. No, you're
Wait,
right.
Did you just pass that along?
No, because I typically get Andrew a game for Christmas on a Steam wish list, and JR too. So I got JR that, and that was on my wish list, and so he gave me that. Yes, that was it.
All right, so it's our debut series of Halloween stories. Polybius' tale thrives on and silly cameos. The cabinet rocking a spot in the background of Marvel's Loki. And that dope-looking cyberpunk pixel indie side-scroller Replaced. That came up in our 2020 E3 overview. So question, does anybody here keep up with football? Next is our Madden curse app, and I'd be interested in knowing if that phenomenon carried on.
Nah, not really.
According to former guest Am Bittner, there may have been a recent return of the fabled bad luck with 2021 cover athlete Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
The same person who dismissed the idea back on our episode.
It's bad luck, not like
Yeah, cool.
injury.
Right.
Didn't they try and break that by putting two people on the cover this year?
And then,
Yeah.
and then I thought they did that a few years ago, and then they both got hurt or something.
They got in
Yeah.
a car crash into each other
into each other on the way to
Weren't
the
even at the
photo
same
shoot.
on the way to So what was the bad thing that happened?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what the instance was. Something about a record number of turnovers.
It's bad. It's bad sports.
Yeah, bad.
I can't
sports
really
luck.
say, to be honest.
He did bad sports.
So it's not real.
Then there's Hong Kong 97. I'm confident in saying that book is pretty closed. The Resident Evil franchise, still fucking killing it. Village kicks so much ass. More on that in our Game of the Year talks. Also, shout out to you, Matt and Chris, for beating the entirety of the first entry on original hardware on a CRT television in the middle of a giant drunken Halloween bear.
That was fun.
I
That was
can't
they
believe
were
I
really
left
social.
like literally 5 minutes after before you guys finished.
Multiple bands playing, and somehow like that remained
No,
at
I
the
watched.
heart of the whole event.
I watched
loved
them
it.
play that the whole time.
That was awesome.
Didn't talk to a single fucking person.
Yeah,
That,
I
that
mean,
and the classic Treehouse.
me and Chris
Horrors,
can
of
do it
course.
again. We can just come over your house. We'll just
No,
play
no,
it again.
next season it's 2.
They do birthdays
Yeah.
and weddings.
I actually have to admit
And
there
funerals.
I actually have to admit there was like a. So I do got to give due credit. Chris definitely beat the like most of it, and when he had to leave, I subbed in. But I was surprised by the end of it, where it was just like people were just genuinely sitting there and watching us.
Yeah,
like,
it was
play and do
entrancing.
I
Yeah.
did 2 things at that party. I watched you guys play that game, and I pet that dog.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Suno.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I had that copy of that game.
Oh yeah, me too. And the director's
Yeah,
cut.
with the training mode. Yeah.
Eve Online, as bonkers as ever, I presume. Curious what those player numbers are these days. We hinted at the mass exodus from World of Warcraft earlier. Not that it's put a halt to everyone's adventures, of course. Matt, any addendums you want to get off your your chest on the current
it has
state of
WoW.
that? Or
Where do you want me to start?
Oh, wait, I got a really good bit. Get the. So Matt,
which
how?
one?
Obviously, wow. Matt, how is
Wow.
worth it?
That's great. That's great.
So a couple different things. You guys have heard of Asmon?
You've got
correct,
90
Asmon?
seconds.
So wow,
No.
given the elevator pitch. So I don't really watch his stream or anything like that, but it's like more and more streamers and people do keep heading over to Final Fantasy,
I've
including
noticed a lot of people who weren't even playing WoW moved to Final Fantasy.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know it's probably from a combination of things. Obviously, the shitty stuff that happened over the summer was just like that. I mean, that deserves its entire own thing. It's still ongoing.
We'll
and
tackle that one day.
I was gonna say, and then on top of that,
Dreading
I guess I don't know what it was about Final Fantasy, but finally they hit the marketing they needed to be like, "Hey, we're a real MMO people."
It was literally
the
it was
free-
Asmongold.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it was him saying it. They've had the free thing for a while, but it was him being like, "This game's free, by the way, for the base game and the expansion."
That's what triggered it. And I think the other thing too is like people who play WoW, especially retail, it's like, God, they must have been holding on to that for so long, and it's just like they must have finally hit the point where it's just like a different game scratched that itch, and they're done with retail. It's a popular thing to hate retail in WoW
Yeah.
these days. It's popular.
Also, it's a combination. It's like basically a perfect storm. You have this huge content creator for
Yep.
World of Warcraft who goes, yeah, this game's pretty dead. Classic's pretty dead at this point. It was a real lull in their release, releases going on from them. So he was just like, I'm going to switch over. And he went in skeptical and ended up having a fantastic
And he
time.
went out of it. Yeah.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
So.
Listen. So the early part of that game is mostly just doing quests, but once the crafting system unlocked in that game,
Matt is like all about Final Fantasy crafting.
because all you do in crafting in WoW is you literally just have the ingredients and click make, and then it's like I'm introduced to this like you actually have like
Intricate system.
an intricate system where you have to
It
like.
gets more and more intricate as you level.
I'm only like level 12 and it's already like.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you make the high? It is good. I admit
Alright.
it is very good,
You gotta
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
that road ahead of you.
Beyond that, I would just say I probably spent a majority of my summer playing TBC. I did
And you beat
actually.
it.
I 100%ed all the content in the expansion. I did all the quests minus the quests that aren't released for the future raid releases. I'm exalted with every TBC faction except for 2 of them, and it's just daily quests. And I have to admit, I got into raiding. It is actually fun as shit.
Wow.
That's right. We are talking about WoW.
That is quite a gaming achievement.
I could gush about
Not many
it all
people
day.
can say.
I could gush for sure.
do.
You're
But-
definitely
You could
playing the
gush?
right. You're definitely playing the right like version, I
Yeah.
guess.
for sure. I think
Yeah, what retail WoW is limping along based solely on the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
And I think that people are getting over that.
Yeah.
So,
Not to mention all the other crap surrounding that company.
oh, yeah, yeah.
E3 still happening, kind of.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't. I feel like there are still news stories breaking every 2 months where the ESA alters their future plans and what they want the trade show to be. It's messy.
The announcements are actually all going to be NFTs next year.
No, I feel like Jeff Keighley is just absorbing everything until he
Yeah.
reaches his final form. Honestly,
I wanna
just,
see
let's
that
just keep
boy.
feeding him
Yeah,
power
let
at this
him
point.
have it.
Perfect Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Perfect Keely.
Let's just see how big he
Noted
can
Death
get.
Stranding character. But this whole this whole pile of like backpedaling combined with regular pedaling is just it's tough to keep up with. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of Hot Button Season 1.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but remember, we switched to bi-weekly after this, which, so
Should expedite
You
the
said
process.
we were halfway done 6 hours ago.
we're more than that. I promise. Season Dose kicked it off with the infamous voice actor strike. Hopefully those changes they were fighting for is making its way to fruition. The Game Awards will be covering this year's event very soon. Then it was Microtransactions 2. All I got here is that as of this recording, there is a single sealed copy of Poop Slinger listed on eBay with a buy it now of $6,000
Mm-hmm.
or
Nice.
best offer.
You buy it?
or best offer.
I did buy it, yeah.
It's $525 to ship.
Missed opportunity to make it 6969.
525 to ship. Shit, I'll just drive out to wherever he is and go pick it up.
Yeah, that's too much.
Road
525.
trip.
Oh wait, $5.
Five-
Oh, I thought it was $520.
No.
Yeah.
Just $5 and a
Sorry.
quarter. Moving on, Minecraft has yet to take down the internet again, to the extent of my knowledge, anyway. Twitch continues to play various versions of Pokemon. Last I checked, the community completed the Blazing Emerald mod this past August.
Oh shit! That Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond just came out today.
Oh,
so
that's true. That'll be
I
on
gotta
there.
look
Yeah.
through it and see what they're doing.
And those are Shayna's plans tonight. She knew I was going to be busy here, and she's playing it right now.
There you
So,
go. You're in the clear.
Yeah.
They also launched a feature last January where followers could tweet their commands into the stream via Twitter. It's pretty cool. My history of Tetris Saga was happening between our uploading of that. Still proud of that.
Start the
Still proud of
timer.
those hours.
Start the timer. He has 3 minutes.
No news. 3 minutes.
Oh, time's up.
The updates here are more with the series' newest entries. Tetris Effect Connected, the multiplayer add-on, dropped with the launch of the Series X through Game Pass. A port on the Switch came in October of 2021. It's all right. I love that fucking game dearly, but I prefer the single-player stuff in that one. Just with how it's. Yeah, that's what it's built for. Wow. That's more the type of content I was pining for in the expansion. Like if you want competitive Tetris, then go to 99.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot
That
of
has your back there.
I hear there's a lot of debate within the competitive community about what's the right way to hold the controller.
Don't do this.
Oh, don't
do this
yeah.
to me. For the
Oh,
love of
shit.
God.
Here we go again.
All right,
Did I do that?
We'll do that off air.
Thank God.
I got a lot to say.
Nice.
These are amazing.
Randy, I heard about something called a T-spin. Can you tell me what
No!
it is?
No.
Betrayal.
Oh, and they should add cross save because those achievements are tough, and I'm not doing that all over.
Another one.
Otherwise, there was also that HQ style thing on mobile where you could supposedly win money, which sounds great for me, but I ain't
Yeah, I
playing,
played that.
I ain't playing Tetris on no phone.
I'm a millionaire now.
Not these days.
I played Hello Kitty Tetris on my phone.
Fudge
once.
off and put it on a real platform already.
Just ignored it.
Touch controls are so intuitive.
I only play real games. I play Mario Party Block Drop. Okay, that's where the real players
I
are.
won.
No one cares.
Actually,
Anyway, here's a strange one. eBay has apparently put a new policy into effect on June 15th, 2021, stopping the sale of, quote, adult items.
Oh no.
With this includes porn, hentai comics, and specific video games of that caliber, such as the already flagged The Guy game.
Where am I going to get my used butt plugs from?
Isn't it literally just illegal to own that at this
See,
point?
now while that title in particular
why
was
he'd want
already banned on the service for obvious reasons that I won't get into again, every now and then one would pop up.
Do I need a pedophilia soundbite?
As of
Why don't you have a seat?
Yeah.
As of this service initiative, though, it sounds as if there could be higher consequences for users that attempt to post it this time, disabling of accounts, etc.
Wow.
So yeah, it's off to Macari for those people, I suppose. Same with the collecting of AO rated content. Smart of them, but a bit of a bummer for my dumbass. I got that Thrill Kill and San Andreas copies for our studios just in the nick of
I like the shout out to Mercari.
Yeah, they're picking up eBay scraps.
Perfect.
Miss Pac-Man still doing her thing, being better than Mr. Pac-Man in every way.
Yeah, she's got that ribbon.
Yeah. Our
And
origins
those
on
juicy lips.
and the mole.
I want to go home.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we're cutting that.
He edits. He doesn't
I
have
edit.
to.
Damn it.
All my fantastic gold jokes stay in.
Our origins on Valve was after that. The biggest announcement since this was, of course, the Steam Deck. Their upcoming venture into the
Steam
handheld
Deck?
space.
Got 'em.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems super neat. I know there are a few of us
pre-ordered one,
here
by the way.
anxiously
Yeah, me too.
awaiting their pre-orders. There was a recent delay in the manufacturing of them, unfortunately, due to supply constraints. Who here has one coming?
Me?
Me.
Okay.
I've got-
Which one did you
I got
all-
the 256 gig one.
Okay.
I got the big boy.
Yeah, I
That's
got
big boy?
256 as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've had bad experiences with Steam hardware. the Steam box.
I mean, this seems promising.
I really want one, but I'm definitely gonna let it like sit for a while and like
Also,
really get out all the kinks.
Gabe Newell said NFTs can go to hell.
It's pretty cool. So did Phil
Also,
Spencer,
Phil Spencer,
and
back
Jim
to the
Ryan.
Xbox
You know, I used to
one.
not like Gabe Knoll, but you know, he sounds like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's just, he's
Phil
just chilling.
Spencer also embracing emulation.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Gabe Newell also.
It's cool to see.
Probably.
Tim Sweeney embracing NFTs now that Gabe Newell does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
God. Which
He's
wave
the yin to the yang.
which wave are you all in? Is
I think
NFTs?
I'm not.
no,
In the,
no, on the
I got a
Steam Deck.
lazy lions.
Shut up.
He's doing mescaline and he's got a backwards hat on.
I got in early, so I'm a millionaire. No,
You're gonna flip it.
I am, I guess, what was originally quarter 2, I believe. So I think I'm now going to be quarter 3, if I'm understanding how
Right.
the
I
ways are
believe
working.
Andrew's in the same boat.
Yeah, that's what I was.
No,
you're
I
Q1
was
to Q2.
I was Q1 and now I'm Q2, which means that I'm going to be getting mine either in April or May,
Yeah.
or at least that's what I'm doing.
I was December 2021, so now I'm February 2022.
Oof.
Mm.
I was the first wave.
I had
Sorry, I thought my numbers are bad.
I was signed in to Steam on my phone because I was working when it came out. So I was on a browser in Safari, I was on a browser in Chrome,
Just,
and
like,
I was logged
reloaded
into
it.
the Steam app.
I shit you not, my phone in my hand and my 3 monitors had Microsoft Edge, Chrome, and Firefox all logged into Steam.
Damn.
And then I also had Steam, the app.
Yeah.
So I was clicking add to cart in 5 places.
So
and
they're
it
still
worked.
not taking.
Got me beat.
No, you still don't pay for it. It's still.
I know the didn't you also order the Playdate? That got
That got delayed as well.
They had an issue, I think, with batteries or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more curious to see that. I think just because
Playdate, yeah.
Playdate.
Is that a sex thing?
No, that thing is
Mhm.
fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Crank
If
on
you
it.
want it to be.
Yeah, you crank
It's cool, but it's the
You
it's
crank
like
it.
the Playdate. It's the most gaudy, like sharper image ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why I'm curious about it
But
because
they're
like,
leaning
I
in.
know you're right. It's,
At least they're leaning in a little bit.
they are. Yeah. It's,
Listen, Randy.
I have a pre-order on the Soulja Boy console.
You,
Speaking about pre-orders that probably washed away into the ocean.
I'm
Did you get the pen holder, Austin?
you don't understand high society, and I'm not going to explain it. So, next topic.
Speaking of the rise and fall of SimCity, he said society, so it's tragically that that line of has stayed silent. I do have a funny note in front of me, something I forgot to in our story. I was a big BattleBots fan back in the day.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and Matt, I totally blanked on when he constructed his own war machine to fight in that competition. I do believe he was eventually knocked out of the running, but still awesome, regardless.
SimCity 2013, still better than City Skylines.
They just passed the
Dude.
baton.
Are you
Come at me.
high?
Nope.
Uh,
Sober as a rock.
Although my mom
Crack
sent
rock?
my mom sent me an article about how he's way into NFTs. So
More like
Yeah,
Sim
everybody
Shitty.
with money is way into
I
NFTs.
think Warride has that much money.
Give me some
Probably.
money. I'll be in NFTs.
He's
Yeah.
definitely got some money for sure.
Listen, I have 2 copies of Spore, so he's got at least $10 from me personally.
Yeah.
man, Will
I
Wright
have
is
one
just like
copy
is
of
one of
Spore,
those.
like a normal person.
He's one of those people from like when I was a kid. It's just like he was one of those game devs that like I
You knew his name.
idolized. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
idolized
know.
him.
He said Sid Meier.
You
Like
sat there with a twinkle in your eye and said,
then he
"One
made
day this man is
Spore.
going to own a JPEG of a ape." Right?
Is that what he bought?
He's just
probably.
bored, man. Get it?
Bored apes.
Duke Nukem has thankfully remained in the blammer where he belongs, at least till Austin overhauls our soundboard situation again.
Hold on.
No.
Where is
Where
it?
is it?
I'm very,
Why would I pick that up?
Why did I do this?
I'm very disappointed by the lack of Rogue Warrior sound bites on that soundboard.
They're a little too long. I think we're
He's
gonna.
only
Come
got
on.
8
And
buttons.
racist.
Oh, that's hell.
and plus you hear it all the time just from children playing on voice chat and Xbox Live.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect.
Micro 3 then happened. One of the topics there did involve the hugely popular and profitable FIFA games. It was revealed during the summer of this year that EA may potentially lose the exclusivity license with them.
Does that mean it won't be like a corrupt money
Well, that's
scam?
it's almost ironic when you consider the public's general reception to the blatant crookedness of that organization.
Hold on. Do this.
Suck my balls, my hairy fucking big balls. Wrap them around your fucking mouth.
I'm sorry.
Can you play that again?
We didn't even
Can
get
I?
to the Rogue Warrior segment.
Suck
you
my
know-
balls, my hairy fucking big balls. Wrap them around your fucking
My hairy
mouth.
fucking.
He has to correct himself. My balls. He's like, oh no, I forgot to say hairy.
No,
fucking,
he opens his pants. He's like, oh, hairy,
hairy fucking balls.
Guys, we're talking about soccer.
hairy balls.
no smooth.
Can you
balls.
imagine that
Footy?
dude's crotch
Yeah,
rot?
Perhaps there will be a day where other publishers can put out a less egregious, football title for fans to come, but we'll see.
Let's hope so.
Talking about footy?
Or fans to come to. Footy? Is that?
Talking about
It's like,
footy.
that's
Yeah.
an Aussie
It's
slang.
an Aussie slang for football.
Because didn't Konami totally botch their game this year?
Yeah, they made it free to play. And
Was
it
it-
sucked.
E-World or something like that? Or
Yeah.
E-Foot World? Oh, no,
E-Foot
that's something,
World.
that's something totally
No, that-
different.
you went on the wrong website there, dude.
Do not Google
No,
search that.
he went to the right website.
God,
Yeah.
Eve, erotic. Oh, God. Yeah, do not go to E-Foot World.
E-Foot World.
I just imagine like someone's checking your computer and they type E and it says E-foot when you. It's football. It's soccer. I swear.
Soccer.
If Chris was here, I could pick his brain on updates in regards to the world of StarCraft's pro scenes. There's probably always fresh crimes, and it's my assumption based on what
Yeah,
he dug up.
competitive gaming, pretty ripe for match fixing
Yeah,
and all kinds of
turns out.
Because I think CS is having its own issues with that right now.
Oh fuck!
Andrew, what was that term you said that in Korea it means like a game that has become it has become so like the meta is mastered, no new people can come in.
Yeah, so I picked that up from a Korea gaming video. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, but I believe the Korean is goinmul, which means stale water game.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like it
pretty good.
too.
Yeah, so it's meaning that like the water has just sat there for so long that everything in it is super toxic. And then he played a clip on the announcers like riffing on the pun, and just continually going down that rabbit hole with how long these people have been playing this one game. So
I bet you Randy Pitchford's real into stale water games.
Is that the Abzu sequel?
The Virtual Boy either sits on vintage shelves or gets snatched through online auctions, depending on where you stand as an enthusiast who wishes to hurt their eyes. I still want one. And the price
Scott the Waz bought
when the
one.
price is right. I know, and those the games are more than the.
There
That,
is
like,
an
persona
update
is-
on this.
Yeah.
There's a hacker hardware modder who built a Virtual Boy that you can play without the 3D.
Oh man, I know people have been emulating that stuff for a while.
No,
but,
yeah,
like,
he built a physical console that you can plug the cartridges into and play it on a
Games
TV.
are the most expensive
Is he
part.
is he
Yeah,
selling them? Like,
No, he built one.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
that not emulatable? Emulatable?
It is, but you're not going to get the
Still
like
looks like
the
shit.
true.
Yeah, it's
You
not going
know,
to feel like you're
one-to-one,
actually playing tennis.
It's
with
not gonna
Mario.
feel like you're about to have an actual seizure.
I was gonna say, does the
The headache come with it? Is that
I was gonna say, do you still go blind from playing it?
The emulation,
Wait.
part of the emulation, you have to duct tape 2 laser pointers to the top of your computer monitor and point them directly at your pupils.
I'm
I
not
do
the
that
only one who
anyway.
played a Virtual Boy, am I?
I
Like, you guys-
did at a store display. But
Okay.
yeah.
How much does an OG one cost these days?
I don't even know if I was
Few
born
hundred.
yet. What year
A
does
few
that come
hundred?
out?
Yeah.
That's actually cheaper than I
No,
expected.
it's priced.
It was like
it's
96.
it's priced
Oh.
around it was 95, but it's priced around like what a 3DO would be like.
Yeah, but the games are like thousands.
yeah, exactly. Like it costs less than a Jaguar or like a CDI, but it is the software is where it's gonna
An
get.
Atari Jaguar,
What did I say?
not a Jaguar.
Oh, yeah.
Car.
It's
Man.
I was
No,
thinking,
Less
I
than
meant
a
the-
jaguar.
yeah, I meant the animal.
cat.
I was thinking the big cat. Yeah.
Prey sadly itches closer to being forgotten.
Not
However,
true. I bought a digital copy
yeah.
of it for $3.
I did personally check out that leaked footage you talked about in that episode, Austin, with
Yeah.
Prey 2. And holy shit!
It's awesome,
It looks
right?
fucking incredible. Like,
Yeah.
even by today's standards, the way they were designing it to handle, like, movement in first person was dope. Those ideas should seriously live on and make it into, like, another modern shooter. Like, it would fit so well with the Perfect Dark, like, reboot or something.
I mean, I think the DNA of that.
Dev team should take notice.
I think
if
the
they haven't
DNA
yet.
of that, what that looked like, ironically, kind of lives on in Deathloop.
Oh, yeah?
That's kind of how the
Hanging
movement of
on edges and
Deathloop
stuff.
looks.
So now we've gotten to my most colossal revisit, the Nokia N-Gage. On June 2nd this year, that wonderful bastard, Uncle Derek, went up to me with a full breakdown on the device, in turn causing me to realize that there were some glaring omissions in my script on it. If you are interested in knowing more than what I'm about to read, then I please check out his video as well as our episode. It goes very in depth.
Stop Skeletons from Fighting.
Yes,
is the name of the channel.
Punching Weight, I think is his like series. Yeah. And this is not just on the console, but Nokia themselves. Like they were a wild company. And took risks. Like they were ambitious. I didn't realize they've been around for over 150 years.
Yep.
They started in wood and paper products before swapping over to tech post the collapse of the Soviet Union.
They made the world's most indestructible phone.
Yeah. They even still hold the record for some of the top selling electronic goods ever. Their debut phone hitting in 1982. But yeah, so the first thing was that they were once reported to be meeting up with Nintendo in that initial pitch for the Taco, along with a cable that connected to their Game Boy Color before it was rejected. We brought up Snake a bunch. That was in 1997. Not sure if we had that right.
Snake.
Nintendo was saying no to phones even in 82.
Yeah. Internally, there were some employees that claimed the visual design for the Engage was taken from Goatsy.
What?
Rip.
Not
Rip,
even
by
joking.
the way, he died.
Did he?
Yeah. He died recently.
That massive E3 booth and presentation they had, apparently the Sony PSP was announced later that same fucking day.
Yep.
While the SP was shown too. The DS reveal came a month later. Here was where they talked shit on the Advance and hosted their tagline, quote, "It's the game, stupid," which was laughable. At launch, they expected to move 6 to 9 million units. That obviously didn't pan out. There were other problems that we didn't get into. GameStop couldn't activate them outside of the 30-day prepaid cards it came with, meaning if you purchased it there, you still had to bring it to a provider location. There were stock issues for the software. Piracy was said to be rampant. Literally less than a month after it hit shelves, hackers cracked it to run its titles on other phones with the same OS. Didn't know that. Despite playing it, I do believe I called their Red Faction a port. That was more of a demake. When on the opposite side, you had stuff like Tomb Raider and Pandemonium, which like really were direct ports.
I remember watching you play that Red Faction port, and it was like Doom
rough.
Red Faction.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you want to see sprites at like 9 frames a second?
I can't believe I wanted
boy,
one
do
of those.
I.
Yeah. There were 2 price drops rather than just the one that I had. The second being packaged with Tony Hawk at $99. At one point in the UK, you could pick one up for a penny, albeit with a lengthy data plan. They did return to E3 in 05 with the QD revision, one of the fastest turnarounds for a system revision ever. The QD standing for Quaque Diem, or when translated from Latin, every day. Failing to turn it around by the closure of that 19-month extension granted to them from Nokia. This led to the sunsetting of the hybrid deck proper. By the end, it sold 1.3 million total, with 57 official titles released, 63 in Europe. The best-selling was Tomb Raider with around 2,600 copies. The worst was MLB Slam with about 130.
Wait, their best-selling was 2,600 games? Oh my god.
Their final game wasn't Civilization, like I previously stated, but in fact Warhammer 40k, Glory and Death.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, which Glory and Death, something our YouTuber described as fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Their transition to an online marketplace came in spring of 2008. They signed deals for exclusive editions of Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, and Earth Defense Force. I love it. Clearly, this didn't save anything, as that venture was killed in only 18 months. And this ironically didn't function on the N-Gage itself. Nokia lost their majority share in phones once the iPhone and Android were born. By September of 2010, the N-Gage name was dead. It was shortly succeeded by Ovi, except that too was discontinued in 2014 before they could even carry over the device's promise library, like their backlog. I did, after watching this retrospective, gain much more respect for that thing. Their inclusion of leaderboards, clip sharing, and downloadable content was monumental for the era it was in, and wireless multiplayer, if you didn't mind the heavy-ass delay. But that's it, though. Sorry, everyone. I just felt compelled to really get the complete story straight. That Stop Skeletons duo. Damn fine researchers. So I commend you.
And now we have the Ovi, the Zebo, and the Ouya. Is that what you did? You say the Ovi?
Hey, how is any of that stranger than the Wii?
Matt,
you know?
this isn't a sex ed class. Come on.
Come to Brazil, play the Zebo.
Nah, man, I'm more of a Portuguese Ovi boy. You know?
But we can now truck on.
Don't say Ovi boy.
Goodbye to the Engaged forever.
God.
Yeah,
I can't believe I wanted one of those things.
Game over.
to pump the brakes a bit, our next ep was Acclaim, which almost had a new chapter when we saw a tweet sent out proclaiming the publisher's resurrection. That was until Chelsea here caught that it was indeed a fake. It appeared an individual who has done this before.
I do my research.
Somehow got a hold of their handle very briefly. The false message has since been pulled. Acclaim is still in the grave. Our 2020 Halloween specials then spooked its way to you guys. Nothing to add in response to Kamakushiki Village. I got it right this time. Pale Luna or Kill Switch. However, the book wasn't fully closed on Devotion. The 2019 survival horror title from Taiwan that was famously yanked from sale because of Xi Jinping looks too much like Winnie the Pooh. He does. But it did have a bizarre return. On December 16th, 2020, the developer Red Candle Games announced through GOG that Devotion would indeed be available to buy again on the 18th.
Good old games.
That was until a couple hours later when they would rescind the offer. A rep from Good Old Games then issued a statement with, quote, "After receiving many messages from gamers, we have decided not to move forward with the release." Were they threatened yet again? Probably. It's tough to know. There were thousands of responses asking for details. VentureBeat and now Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb questioned whether there truly were complaints or if it was simply brand protection from Chinese authorities in order to shift the blame from the team involved. Regardless, in March of 2021, Red Candle would open their own digital storefront to not only distribute Devotion for download, but their future outings as well. And finally, after 2 troubling years, the once outlawed piece of gaming history was able to be experienced by the public again, plus in Mac form. So,
And how was it?
I mean, I haven't played it, but there are.
I watched a playthrough
Yeah.
after it got taken down.
I know a
so
lot
never
of-
got to play it, and it seemed fine.
I know a lot of people who stand by like it's like narrative and
Yeah,
like atmosphere and
it's
stuff.
it's a creepy game.
Okay.
It's a good game.
And
All that trouble over Winnie the Pooh.
yeah,
I wish that
which
honey,
wouldn't be the first time.
I wish that honey eating bitch guys come up and
I hope he gets what
not
he deserves.
not the actual Winnie the Pooh, but
Yeah,
you know
don't
what I mean.
you dare say that about
that
Winnie.
Christopher Robin movie is still considered contraband in China. So.
Dude,
Jeez.
give it a rest.
I mean,
You
calling
insecure fucking flake.
that movie's fucking phenomenal
It's great.
too. I hate
Yeah.
Disney movies, and that movie's fucking
adorable.
great. But honestly, Winnie the Pooh deserves better.
Yeah, to
than
be
being
compared to that asshole.
man.
I fully side with the DCRP. DPRC. Sorry.
This is just an act of self-preservation. You watch yourself.
Yeah, Ginny, when you come for hot button, I'm on your side.
Yeah, you know what?
I
Actually,
can't see it, but I'm winking.
I take redacted what I just said.
redacted.
Guys,
I
take a
got a
look at your
wife and kids.
viewership numbers. They're just plummeting right now.
All the bots we paid for.
I said viewership, listenership.
After the holiday, our following subject was on the Xbox One. The Series X and S has more or less replaced it, although it hasn't lost any support in the near decade since its premiere. This also concluded our second season. We're almost there, guys. Season 3 began with Microtransactions 4. All I have with this is that the Cooking Mama entry I covered, Cookstar, did eventually see its home on the PlayStation 4.
I gotta go buy a PlayStation 4.
This being on March 25th, 2021. For you folks that are into crypto or whatever the fuck that game was rumored to be like.
I remember. So
Yeah.
I remember listening to this episode, and the funny thing is, I heard about this through non-gaming sources. I heard about this through the actual crypto community, and oh god,
And Matt bought 20 copies.
There's all these switches in his room, like
That's actually my
Cooking Mama.
largest holding in crypto.
That's
Cooking Mama.
Matt always talks about how he has Bitcoin, and this is how he got it.
Yeah, these guys with these graphics cards, they're way in the past.
Matt's running around whisking eggs on each switch.
Yeah, as somebody who lived with Matt, I can tell you that he has his closet is just full of server racks of switches running Cooking Mama,
Yeah.
Cookstar.
See, what happens is when Oracle needs to at like a end of life their servers, I just put them in my closet and just run crypto software.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cycle of life.
Then it was our proud relaunch with the life and times of G4, the classic television channel whose own proud relaunch occurred less than a mere week ago on November 16th. I know me and you, Austin, tuned in to see what they spun out from it.
Yep.
And honestly, I thought it was delightful.
Yeah.
Like it somehow just as irreverent and cornball as you would expect. They also seemed like crazy committed. The level of production is simultaneously both exceptionally professional and yet still kind of amateurish in the way that like you would, like from back when. It's kind of awesome. They put a lot into the presentation. Plus the host did a fantastic job. You could really feel the energy coming off of Xavier Woods. I love that guy. Sessler and Pereira were great together.
Nothing will ever beat that the David, what do you call it, interview from Attack of the Show.
Oh my god.
What's his name?
Yeah. The something awful.
The something awful writer. It really is just like the driest humor, and he
Just
keeps
the
his
end of
amazing.
where he just goes, "All right, well, thanks for having me."
Yeah.
Thanks
Just
for
like
being
that.
on."
This is
Wait,
silent.
Paul Scheer?
No.
No, I forgot his name.
God, why can't he? Yeah, of
he was
course.
a goon.
He was one of the writers from Something Awful, and they show up and he like
He just
tries-
talks about like buying value on the
he goes
site.
on an interview to talk about Something Awful, and instead of like actually talking up the site, he basically just makes it seem like the most awful place on the
Yeah,
internet.
so what are you offering for people that pay this $10 like sign up fee? Pop-ups, porn pop-ups with sound. Like,
Yeah,
like,
pop unders. There's actually almost no original content on this site.
yeah, we
still-
just steal it all, yeah.
We steal all of our content from Maddox.
I had a memory that sticks with me, and I think this was the Tech TV days.
Yeah.
But it was when it was dual hosted, I think, with the two Kevins. I remember they had this bit where the other Kevin, not Kevin Pereira, would like jump out from behind a cubicle with a keyboard and smack somebody on the face, and he would go home road. That bit sticks with me even to this day. I'll like say it in my head to myself, and I'm like, nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. So a little predated the G4, but
it is sweet to see them staffing up so well. Many of us were very excited to see ex Giant Bomb Abby Russell joining the squad.
I do love that she's on. I just love her in general.
Oh,
So
she's
I'm
the
just
best.
happy whatever she
And
does.
I saw she moved out to LA for the position, so it must be serious.
Long
You
live
you
G4.
recognized more faces than me though, Austin.
Yeah, they got
I knew of the completionist. He's cool.
they got Austin Show
oh, yeah,
from Twitch,
mm-hmm.
formerly Raj.
Raj,
Yep.
yeah, Raj Patel.
Yep.
Definitely not.
Racist.
Yeah.
They got Will Neff, who's also from Twitch.
Yep.
They
Best
got,
friend to Hassan.
You said
they-
it was an old like YouTube.
yeah, they got Kasim G.
Why is that
Yeah.
name so familiar?
He's like a dude, like a kind of skinny dude with like horn-rimmed glasses, and he used to interview porn stars.
Nice.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Now their first stream is archived to
But
watch.
that was like 2007 YouTube. Like that's
Damn,
real
that's
early
gone,
YouTube.
man. To watch
OG.
anytime with updates arriving weekly, we think.
I think Attack of the Show is three times a week,
times?
and then they have an esports show.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into
X
these.
Play, and then a D&D show.
It
Right
is on actual factual TV again through Comcast and Xfinity, which
What's
is nuts. Well,
What's cable?
Yeah,
in
what's
a-
cable?
So in a rad move, everything will be shown on Twitch free of charge and hit in full or broken up on YouTube later. Their header reads, quote, "We know you don't have cable."
Yeah, that's the YouTube better.
Yeah.
Oh, remember that video? The video we
The
watched?
full streams are seemingly also on YouTube
Yeah.
in their entirety.
Yeah.
We watched that one video where it was Kevin Pereira, and it was called How to Watch G4.
Yes. Yeah, or the meat
And
slapping
he's
him
like,
in the face.
it's every day on Twitch. It's on all these platforms, and it's like TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. And then he goes, and then for those of you that haven't upgraded to the internet yet, he's like, you can find it on DirecTV,
Yeah, I think it's
Comcast,
like
and then
channel
like
like
a
1200.
yeah.
You were.
And
you
then a
looked it up.
robot voice comes in and says, "Other platforms coming soon."
So a short breakdown of their catastrophic launch spectacular is how they labeled it. They jokingly opened with a parody of Cops. It's amazing. There was then a pre-show where they unveiled the massive stage set. Poking fun at themselves even further, they aired a sketch briefly running through their history, complete with hot dogs on strings, digs at Esquire, the Esquire merger, as well as their
and
past
the Tech TV merger.
Yeah. As well as their past reruns of Cheaters.
I love that was Will Neff and the completionist, right?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cops.
I'm Cops.
And I'm Cheaters. And together we're going to fill 8 hours of programming.
Mock pilots of returning shows such as X-Play and Attack of the Show happened, promoting the real episodes landing soon. New shows were also officially revealed. An esports news program called Boosted, something I suggested in our entry, a tabletop D&D live project. There was then this other thing named Around the Net, in which they will go back through the years that they weren't in operation and drum up forgotten viral videos of yore.
I think that's
Nice.
part of Attack of the Show.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It had its own block, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Well, do we get to continue to watch the adventures of Team Minority?
Well, that's the thing. I hope that they still have all of that old X-Play, like all those shows, somewhere, so that they can just run that for their slots. Like,
right. I mean,
they got time
maybe
to
without
fill.
the racism and poor taste,
Well,
but
yeah.
I think the world could do without Code Monkeys, probably.
Oh yeah, that can stay.
Yeah, it can stay.
That can. Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, not stay.
Betrayal.
Fuck that show. The event then closed out with the shattering of a world record for the largest functional video game controller, it being a replica of a Nintendo Entertainment System paddle. What's amusing about this is that Attack of the Show premiered with this same stunt in 2005 with an 8-foot by 9-foot model. But then some...
I did enjoy that segment back in the day.
Yeah, but then some schmucks at the Ben Allen and Delft University of Technology built one that was 12 foot by 18 before being beaten out by Oppo in Shenzhen, China with 13 foot by 25. Except here comes G4 once again with a version 2 of their NES gamepad, this time at a whopping 18.5 by 26 feet, taking a group of people to even operate it. So what did they do with it? Round up the staff of each show to compete against each other in a score-based tournament of Tetris Effect.
No, we're not talking about Tetris.
It's wonderful.
Another one.
No, you can't just keep sneaking it in here, man.
Yeah.
And
Gotta move on.
sadly, the record was smashed with the original release of the Xbox and the original controller.
After seeing all this, I'm optimistic. It looks like they know their audience and what direction with how to pick it right up where they left off. Should be perfect for me to have on in the background and working on these. But yeah, you guys will have to give it a search. I recommend it. Now bring back Cinematech.
I was gonna say
God
that's
damn
like
it.
that. Like fill the program slots with that.
Yeah.
It's as easy to watch.
Long live G4.
No, I already put the funeral march in the
You did.
episode. For Cinematech, we gave them a proper send-off instead.
Night Trap.
Night Trap.
Yeah, sorry. Night Trap. I
should have
fucked
put
it
that
up.
on the sound.
Yeah.
Aw,
we
it's
gotta
okay,
get that
I'm
on there,
here.
man.
Wait, you beep.
Let me hit a button.
Yeah, ready? Night Trap.
Wow, that's crazy. I just uploaded that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so good. It sounds just like it.
Tragically, nothing further to include here.
Don't need to. It's perfect.
Yeah, not even any news on that Xbox.
I
version.
even today I just had to double check and just make sure. Like I was like that nothing
Yeah.
slipped past me, but
Yep.
no.
I bought a copy for the Vita.
Yes, that's
In
up
our
on there. That's
studio.
our super special edition that has that killer artwork.
No, wait
Yeah,
a second. When was the last time we talked? Wasn't there like very vague rumors of like a sequel or something like that? Or was that a dream?
They tried to Kickstarter sequel.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think we did. That was discussed.
Okay.
On our. Then it was E3 where I probably went too hard on Nintendo as I tend to do. Their video was better than the previous ones. There, I will admit. Of course, nearly every publisher wasn't exactly bringing it in 2020. Maybe 2021 will get things back on track with what needed to be figured out with COVID restrictions for developer teams. And Chelsea, you also did point out a correction in this, other than me not remembering that State of Decay 3 was still a game. That Wholesome Direct was not Guerrilla Collective, right?
You said that wrong.
What?
You said 2020, 2021. You meant 2020.
Oh, I did.
2022.
Well, no corrections on that.
2020 was the year they didn't do it.
Well,
that was the year we did the history.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I think Guerrilla Collective was a partner. So
I think they just shared a time slot or something like that.
is that it?
Or it was the same stream.
They were like
I think-
marketing partners.
Yeah, I
looked
figured it out
up.
at the time and corrected you, and you ignored me, so I don't remember anymore.
It was confusing. Okay, I don't know.
Listen, if there's anything I know, it's about that Wholesome Direct.
I like the
The punch in
punch
my
that
your
hand.
hand while
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
Wholesome Direct. Yeah.
Very wholesome.
I'm Italian. I can't help that part of me.
All right, Billy the Mitch time. I was
Come
curious.
at me.
Yeah, I was curious if Chris had heard about this, but then he texted me about it before I even had a chance to ask. On September 18th, 2021, our dude launched a defamation claim against popular Australian YouTuber and speedrunner Carl Jobst.
More like Millie Bitchell.
This being
Phoning it in.
this being in response to the allegations of cheating thrown at him. Not that this was the only iteration or occasion of that, as we brought up previously in our multi-parter. Jobst said it was, quote, nothing to worry about. He wasn't fazed, though he also didn't go into the specifics. His crusade not ending there. Kotaku then reported a second lawsuit less than a month after this on October 13th, again for defamation. For this, however, it was against the Twin Galaxies org and had the backing of the U.S. Appeals Court to greenlight it, as it was first filed in 2019, something we did cover along with Twin's slap motion to fight it. But yeah, the state of California gave him the all clear, and we'll follow this. We'll follow this up once more.
Are you guys
more breaks.
offended that he did not respond to your episode in any way when he's so ready to sue people for shit all the time?
I know.
And I tagged him,
That'd be the ultimate victory.
and he was like, I don't give a fuck about that.
You know what?
Oh.
So I'm gonna say it now. Billy Mitchell, you're a cheating son of a bitch. Come at me. See, now you're gonna be famous. The second he hears that clip,
famously
famous.
bankrupt.
We actually spent the bulk of our our recording defending him, and so
Yeah, dude, I'll fight you. Your hot sauce is delicious.
It was pretty good. I do
It
remember
was, yeah.
your
undeniable.
your thumbnail, your cover for that episode was one of the best I've ever seen. Your Photoshop.
Really? The movie
So
commentary.
fucking
one?
It was what do you call it? It was the movie cover, but he photoshopped.
That was good.
Yeah.
You're gonna all your faces on it.
That was wonderful. Also, I will say Billy Mitchell is the most he's America just distilled
incarnate.
He wears
incarnate.
an American flag tie all the time.
Yes, he's
Believes.
I wonder if
No,
he's
but he's
vaccinated.
frozen in time in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh
He
yeah,
is, yeah.
He loves himself. He loves loves to talk about himself, and he loves to sue people. It's like
Hey, where's the line between confidence and arrogance? Am I right?
yeah, no.
Meanwhile, a random individual has bought Mitchell's old website and transitioned it into hosting extensive documentation debunking his Pac-Man high scores. So blood is still in the water, apparently. This and a slight addendum, if we didn't say it before. The current Donkey Kong record holder as of June 15th, 2020 is Robbie Lakeman with 1,260,700 points. It was live streamed on Twitch, and the run took over 4 hours.
Yeah, you better watch yourself. You're on a list now.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Now we have loads of hot info to add on to our Unity story.
Don't say hot load.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was
We
like,
have hot loads.
No, I said
Hot-
loads of hot.
Wow.
hot, sticky loads of knowledge.
This, unsurprisingly, as it is a continuously growing platform, I bet you might have heard of a handful of these, Andrew. On June 22nd, 2021, the company bought SpeedTree, professional makers of all things vegetation in video games, as well as other architecture and visual effects, these of which are seen in almost every release, large and small, that you can think of. 2 months later, on August 3rd, it was revealed that devs will need the Unity Pro license in order to publish on closed systems, such as the PlayStation 5, Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. A week after this, on August 10th, Unity purchased Parsec for $320 million.
Dude, I was having
well.
a conversation about that Unity Pro license change like last night.
Oh yeah,
with somebody else on the Rush Rev team. Yeah, that is not a promise to anybody, but of course, other platforms are being looked at. But it's still just like, man, this is.
You heard it, guys. You leaked it first. It's
official.
Yeah, it's coming to Switch.
Official hot button announcement.
So, what is Parsec? What do they do?
Oh, Parsec. Yeah, for those potentially unaware, it's a remote desktop tool. Hugely important in our, in our current era, of course.
It's a measurement of time.
It is,
according to Star Wars.
It's a measurement of
space.
distance.
No, it's a measurement of distance.
It's a measurement of distance. Yes.
However, this isn't even the most notable acquisition. As of on November 9th, Peter Jackson sold fucking Weta Digital's tech division to them for $1,625,000,000.
Holy shit.
American dollars or New Zealand dollars?
Yeah, because for all we know, that's like a bag of coins.
Insane.
It's that many kiwis.
Yeah. And they were essentially like
It's
only
just a bag full of loose changing kiwis.
They were only second place when it came to film special effects behind Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic. This giving them full access to their software, talent, and asset library. But yeah, Weta, they were started in 1993 out of New Zealand and has since won numerous awards for their contributions to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Avatar, and the recent Disney live-action adaptations, plus many more. Tintin, the Planet of the Apes movie, Zack Snyder stuff. There were heavy toxic workplace allegations under them reported in September of 2020. Difficult to know if this played a role or not. But yeah, I know it's been Unreal's mission to push into that industry more, like into the field of like film and TV. Now it seems like they are at direct competition yet again.
Yeah, because we all know the last time a video game company got into the 3D animation space, it worked out amazingly. You guys should do an episode on it.
Yeah.
No, Unreal was used in Mandalorian.
Oh yes, yeah, that's true.
And Unreal, I went to some Unreal developer meetups in New York, and I remember there were a bunch of people there from Nickelodeon. I don't even remember what show it was, but yeah, like apparently a lot of 3D shows are done in Unreal these days.
It'll be interesting to witness though, like how this will tie into video games directly. Renderers, hair and cloth generation, model rigging. We'll find out.
It's the concept of vertical integration, right? Like by having this technology that works in both of these spaces, it becomes cheaper to make them better in either one because they both benefit from it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that episode of 30 Rock where the Comcast analog sold couches.
Yeah.
Like that.
Listen, say what you want, but the practical effects are what made the Lord of the Rings movies so great.
Yeah.
I mean, Weta did those too.
Yeah.
Oh.
They built models and costumes and shit.
Yeah, bring that.
I only
stuff
know
back.
that because I remember watching a video of someone who worked for Weta saying that you'd spend like 3 weeks painting leaves for a tree, and Peter Jackson would go, should be like half a shade darker.
Oh my god.
and they'd have to like redo the whole fucking thing.
Motherfucking Rogue Warrior.
Oh no. Suck my balls, my hairy balls.
You stupid bitch or something, I think you said.
Yeah, I remember.
Not added to backwards compat.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Karl Marx one.
Hold on.
I like that one.
Oh, that one's rough.
Karl Marx. Fuck Karl Marx. He's a big fucking faggot pussy.
Oh my
God.
God.
You like that one?
Matt loves that one.
I like that one because when you said it on Discord, I was just like, wow, this guy has no idea who Karl Marx was. I didn't know he fucking calls him that.
Karl Marx, to reiterate, not the leader of Russia. In fact, German. So
I'm sure when Karl Marx thought of communism, he pictured the Soviet Union, and what it turned into.
I actually read the Communist Manifesto, and it's just pictures of Joseph Stalin.
But they're sons of bitches. You can't play that on the Series X yet. And maybe not ever, because I was bummed to learn, as Andrew said, that might be the last of what they are bringing to that push, I believe, due to licensing and what have you. What a shame. THQ time. Rest in peace. I know we talked a little about the state or lack thereof with the B game, like what with your EAs and Ubisofts and Activisions used to do with releases like Brutal Legend and Syndicate and Singularity and whatnot. I did mistakenly leave out a vital piece of information during their pawning off of in-development projects. Metamorphosis, later known as Evolve, was originally going to be through THQ's line. Yeah. Before 2K swooped in with $10.4 million to help get it to market. This obviously not.
And they made it all back.
Yeah, I was going to say, they made $2 million back, if that.
Oh, we could just do that as an entire topic one day.
Yeah.
Other than those, all I have is that a new Saints Row reimagining was revealed. And
how's it looking?
Yes, as of this week, delayed to August of 2022.
At the earliest.
Really? Does that
potentially 2023?
I knew that release.
I have my
date
doubts
was
in
too
regards to
close.
its quality, but I'd be thrilled to be proven wrong.
Which game was that?
We'll see. Saints Row.
Row.
On to the Spirits Within. I wonder how Dave is doing on that novelization.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to be here to read it.
Yeah. At least it has pictures for him.
Yeah, it's true. It's the largest text I've ever seen in a printed book.
I know.
And that includes, children's books. It's insane. Maybe I'll just, hit him up this weekend and be like, hey, can you just, sultrily read a snippet from the book?
Cut it in.
Yeah, you
Splice
can edit
it in there.
post.
Yeah.
But I'd like to make a formal apology. We weren't aware that covering the cinematic disaster would result in it coming back in the form of a 4K Blu-ray.
Hell yeah.
Although now we need to own it so that we have every format secured,
Well, Kay has to buy it.
Yeah.
We made that agreement.
Yeah.
Because Dave
I'm telling you
owns,
This
guys.
is the book.
Randy owns VHS, Dave owns DVD, I own Blu-ray. So,
And Dave owns the book.
I bought the book. And I gave it to Dave as a thank you for doing that episode.
I'll get the.
Why do you hate Dave so much?
You guys have this ability to affect reality by covering a topic, and every week that goes by that you haven't covered F-Zero is just you guys being enormous dicks.
Yeah, why
I'm
won't you
terrified
use-
of that monkey's paw, okay?
Why won't you use your power for good? Honestly.
That's what we don't have control over.
I'd love to finally see a game for the Smash original character Captain Falcon.
The only good
Shut
thing
up.
to ever come out of F-Zero is that Christian rock sounding theme for Captain Falcon.
Crush 40 was behind that.
I think so.
Yeah. Only other comment here was with Tom Hanks' fear of getting replaced by digital actors. Hypocrisy I found extremely ironic considering his casting in that Polar Express movie,
Oh,
which
God, I know.
too has some major Uncanny Valley thing.
Yeah,
Wait.
it really does.
You're saying
vibes going on.
You're saying Tom Hanks is going to be cast as Captain Falcon in the new upcoming live action F-Zero?
Yes.
No, it's gonna be Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Shit,
Man, not
okay.
again.
It's Pratt's world. We're all just living in it.
Yeah, the goal here is eventually to make a movie out of every Nintendo property and then do a Smash Brothers movie, and they only have to pay Chris Pratt.
Oh, that's.
Oh, they're playing the
Yeah.
long game. I get it.
Yeah.
Next was our Connect-isode.
It's the MCU, but it's just oops all Chris Pratt.
Another one.
The sequel to our Connect coverage is forthcoming. Behind Sean there is that stack of games we're gonna look at.
I have
So-
4 more at home.
Really?
Yeah.
I just see a shelf.
You know
I
we're
swear
committed.
To God,
It'll
if
be
I
fun.
don't get an invite for at least Rise of Nightmares,
No,
I'm
you're gonna
very
be there for
upset.
all.
You're going to be there. You're going to be on
Yeah.
the episode.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I know.
So there wasn't much else here, but then on October 7th, 2021, Sky TV unveiled their collaboration with Microsoft in order to resurrect the failed gaming peripherals technology for use in their new Sky Glass TVs. The smart cameras, the voice commands, the motion controls, everything. At least you can play Fruit Ninja in your living room, right out of the box.
I already played Fruit Ninja in my living room. It was terrible.
Right out of the box.
Yeah. It's Halloween season again. In the home stretch. I Have No Mouth still rules. Loved that one, Matt. Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
Minor edit with our Fear and Stubbs controversy. I was a tad wrong with the timeline, as the hot coffee backlash did already happen by the tipping point of our story. That was earlier in 2005. Well, this was towards the end of 05. So, my
I
bad.
can't believe you'd fuck up that
I know.
big.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the hot coffee controversy just happened last week?
That's
Yeah.
The inevitable second
Round
time
two.
we go back to the courts to talk about
Lukewarm
hot
coffee.
And you're-
Yeah,
and you-
left out. Second day coffee.
You know what's even
Stale
funnier?
coffee.
You know what's even funnier is that probably literally the scandal isn't even over the fact that the hot coffee, the hot coffee segment, it's the licensing that is gonna fuck them up.
Yeah. Then with Camdrome, I probably should have referred to that film production work, like those workers as a crew rather than staff, since it was technically a gig job. But I was thinking about this, like, goddamn Inscription, and I'm sure this will come up more on Game of the Year. It will. But that is how you fucking do an ARG? One with that actually is a killer game at the center of its layers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Inscription rules.
yeah,
It's
and,
good.
perfect. And I take it back. You can stay dead, Camdrome. I was summoning you before, but I'm over it.
Well, you already did an episode, so now it's gonna come back.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucked yourself.
Oh, he didn't say it 3 times in front of me.
Microtransactions 5. We did it, guys. This is the ep where I said press F to meme rum and not press F to pay respects, proving I can't even meme good. But that's it. 3 years. With many more.
Wait, there's an update. They start you off with a Toyota Supra in Forza Horizon 5.
Yes.
Wait, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
And in solidarity, I picked it when I
Yep,
started
so did
playing
I.
the game.
Hold on, wait, Randy, we gotta start over. Every single game you just covered there now is a news update from the past
Since we-
half hour.
yeah, since we started
I'm
recording.
so tired.
I'm
very
tired too. I'm very tired.
Yeah, Camdrome and Devotion are actually making a crossover of platforms.
Thank you all once again. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. None of this would have been possible without you and the listeners, obviously. Please check out our other shit. I'm going to take a nap. I think we're all hungry.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
I haven't even been paying attention the last, 7 hours of this recording.
Andrew, thank you for joining us again on the internet.
Yeah, thanks for piping me in over the interwebs.
Yes, I'm glad we figured out our what was going on before. But
Uploaded directly from Skynet.
Yeah.
We had actually we just used the same AI that that
Thank
made
you, buddy.
GTA
Mm-hmm.
remakes to fill in Andrew.
Yeah. It's actually, the AI is recreating the episode right now. It's just Randy saying Tetris over and over again for
start talking backwards.
2 hours and 45 minutes. But,
yeah, it figured it out pretty quickly.
yeah.
I think Hot Button Dog is also.
How about dog?
He's getting antsy.
Yeah.
He's getting antsy.
All right.
Plugs,
Yeah.
Austin. Yeah.
All right, bye, folks.
Thank you for listening. We have, I guess, every episode that you heard about and more at hotbuttoncast.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes and Spotify, or anywhere else if you're one of those weird people that doesn't use one of those two services.
Keep an eye out for our Game of the Year.
Yes, we have upcoming. We have Game Awards coverage.
Yes.
Followed by Game of the Year coverage. And
We're gonna try
news
something new
on
this year,
those and more can be found at our social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Meta, TikTok, Twitch, MySpace, LiveJournal,
Vine,
Tumblr,
Senga.
Tumblr,
Thank you, fucking
Senga,
yeah.
at
Weibo.
Hot Button Cast.
What's the super conservative one?
I don't know, probably like Eagle.
No, the one that
Yeah. Fuck.
I forget.
There's like 5 of them now.
Rumbler? No.
Rumbler. Yo, I want to get on Rumbler.
Starts with an R.
Starts with a P.
Is it Mumbler?
Parlor.
Parlor.
Dude, you're missing a key segment of your listening audience.
Oh,
not a
also,
parlor.
Starting
No,
today.
Yeah, gamers, we got that covered.
Starting today, I'm happy to announce that
I've been posting on Parlor under the
all
hot
of-
button tag.
all of our episodes will be available as NFTs. And we'll be launching.
You hear that, Will Wright? Get
we'll
on
be
it.
launching Hot Button Coin to the moon. Diamond hands.
Definitely not a rug pull. Please invest heavily.
We're signing a deal with Devolver.
Yeah, don't
I'm
look at
going to bed.
don't look at my crypto wallet. I don't have 5 billion coins from that.
Hashtag
Anyway.
Huddle Gang. Yada yada.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
That's you out.
Leave that burp in.
Wow.